ready.
It's going down. I got the notebook right here, handy dandy. Yeah.
It's going down.
Oh yeah.
Y'all good. Kapow. You sure?
Yeah, we in here lit. It's finna go down.
It's gonna go down with this one tonight, baby.
Yo, what's the deal?
Shalom.
Shalom,
Am I on time or I'm too late? What's up?
No, you are right on schedule.
All right.
He
All right, I
do
got
got the
my
pilot
earphones.
headphones though.
Look. I got my headpiece. Can y'all hear me? Is
Hey,
we clear?
Al, he got them
God doggy.
headphones
High
on.
key.
Now I ain't got to scream no more. Be heard,
Hey,
goddammit.
got the pilot joints on. He hearing good and clear.
Foreign, what's going on? Help.
Make sure y'all share the live, man. Make sure y'all share the live.
I shared it to 100 people.
Good job. Shalom, foreign.
Well, let me do this before I do that. Do it like this. Bam. What's up, son?
There we go.
Man, hold tight, man. Hold tight.
My phone acting up a little bit. I'm gonna need y'all help if I go out. If y'all can't hear me, just let me know.
No doubt.
Oh, we definitely will.
What's up? That's what's up. What's going on, man? How y'all day went?
You coming out hard. Man, I just came back from my son's first Pee Wee football game. He had some fun, man. He missed his first tackle by string of his little fingers, man. So then you gotta run through them tackles, brother. You gotta run through them tackles. Like, oh, okay, Dad, all right.
What
Like, yeah, you can't be
was
out there arm
this?
tackling, man.
Hey, kids, you
No.
got a foreign invader in box 3.
Randy, I'm gonna need for you to drop down, sir.
Randy.
I don't know if I can hear his thoughts, but I feel like he was saying, I don't know. I'm not sure,
Randy
though.
Watson.
Randy.
Randy Watson.
Hello.
Hello.
I know.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Yeah. Bye.
Good
See you
morning.
later.
That's my
Adios.
friend.
Au
What's up,
revoir.
Randy? I told
Hi,
you I got.
Randy.
I told you they was gonna come in here, girl. You don't
Oh,
listen.
yeah,
I told you I got the UN pen on my bed.
Mysterious.
That's okay.
Shalom,
That's fine.
Macaw.
I just drop them down off the panel. I'm not going to kick anybody out of the room. No one definitely at all will be kicked out of the room. If you want to be on the panel for the debate tonight, please post on your profile picture the debate.cause society plugger for this particular debate. Shalom, Princess Ra'amah. Shalom, Stronghold. What's
Ra'amah.
happening, my people? Ra'amah.
Shalom, Miss Parker.
Shalom.
Hey, can I get that picture? Could y'all post that picture in Clavia Shirala so I can put it on my profile, please?
Thank you.
Much appreciated. What's up, baby?
Let's
Is
see
that
if I
who?
can do that real quick.
I don't know.
I posted it down in the
I ain't never use
comments.
that.
It's already in there. Jonathan
No.
already did it. Shad, the
All
debate
right.
is about Gnosticism, whether or not Gnosticism is a false doctrine or not. We have
It is.
Alchemist in box 4 and Gideon Capone in box 7.
Super duper
That's the
fake.
debate tonight. Okay.
That's fake.
Who was that? Buffalo.
I don't know, some weird
Hi,
guy. I don't know. I
Buffalo.
just see him come in and he left.
Hey,
What's
Buffalo.
up,
Again.
Buffalo?
How are you?
Doing good. How you doing? How you doing?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
What
thank
do you
you. I hope
do?
you
Yeah.
guys stick around for the debate tonight. But if you're not a part of DTCS, which is Debate That Cause Society, I love for
Hey,
you to be
relax,
up on the
guys.
panel. But I need
Relax.
for you to drop down, okay?
Yeah, tough for it. Yeah.
Thank you. Like drop down off the panel. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, you got it. You got it. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, that nigga Randy came up here and said, "Good morning."
Right, because we on different time frames. They be looking for Club Bigo. I was usually I was supposed to really be doing a party tonight on the panel because we were supposed to be turning up. Kids doing this from work? No, she worked from home. The nails, the polishes and shit behind her. Yeah.
Kind. Yeah, if you don't have the, I want to make sure that all of my judges and all of the DTCS members do have a spot on the panel. If you are going to sit on the panel, you would have to have the flyer on your profile. So, yes, Mysterious, you definitely can drop down if you're not a part of DTCS. Shalom, Zionist. You rusty? Why are you rusty?
In other words, box 3, can you go ahead and drop down? Either she just can't hear or I don't know.
Fire in the comments
Wait a
on
minute. There we go.
let's change our profile to the fire.
Thank you.
So, we got a debate coming up. We got to get into this debate.
You?
No,
Oh,
but
you gonna
okay. Let me get there. Get this profile pic right.
You on mute, sis, if you talking to us.
Shalom, Millionaire Maker, can you move to box 10 for me, please?
Mm,
man. Let's get it. Let's get to it. This will
It's
not
gonna
be
be a
Y'all
good
long.
one.
ready?
Man,
You
y'all,
better
I hope
be.
y'all brothers ain't nervous, man. Hope y'all ain't over there sweating. Never let them see you sweat.
No, it's all good. We do this every day anyway, you know?
Capone said it's a walk in the park, huh?
Walk in the park, man.
All
Long as my phone don't mess up, it's all good. You know? Usually if I get a little loud and passionate, but gotta put a stop to this, man. Like it was stopped years ago. You know what I'm saying?
right. Hey,
We starting. Where we starting?
my fault, y'all. My fault. My twins in here getting loud. They need all
All
this
right, all
stuff.
right, all right. Fire,
If you finna
Shalom,
go through, you
can
trying to go through the
you
rules.
drop down
Yep.
to box 11? Fire. Oh. All right, you guys, it is now 7:09 Central Standard Time. It's about to go down here tonight. Thank everyone for coming to Debate That Cause Society's debate. tonight. I'm your host, Kiss Happiness. Debate That Cause Society is a prestigious organization here on Bigo that hosts all debates in all debate formats for the people of Bigo who wants to bring forth their information and actually be heard and articulated and judged according to technicalities, right? According to how well they can present their information, right? We here for it all day, every day. Debate That Cause Society also has a YouTube channel. This will be broadcasted on YouTube. Also, we will have it on Instagram as well. So for tonight, we have Alchemist and GD and Capone. The debate tonight is Gnosticism, right? Is Gnosticism a false doctrine? Now, these brothers are going to bring forth some real serious information, but before we get into that, I would like to introduce the Debate That Cause administration team that we have tonight. We have Rainwater, who's timekeeping. Say shalom.
Shalom.
We got Yashar, who's fact checking, who is one of our honorary judges, Mr. 3 and 0. What?
Hey,
What?
hey,
What?
hey, Mr. 3-0, goddamn it, whoever wants some, come get some.
Come get some. Come get some. Right? Right? We have humble, humble mystic, who's also one of our winners for DTCS, which is one of our honorary judges. Say shalom.
Peace and blessings. Shalom, y'all. Shalom.
All praises. We have one of our other judges, Millionaire Maker. Are you there?
I am definitely in the building.
He's in the building, right? And then we have the hot fire. What's up, fire? Fire, fire, fire. It's one of our other judges who will be definitely judging this debate tonight based off of the Debate That Cause Society's excellent formatation on how we bring about the best out of each one of these participants, right? So let's get it. We also have our wonderful moderator, Ali.
Shalom.
Shalom,
What's happening,
shalom.
everybody? Shalom, man. Let's get it cracking. Debate Like Cause Society, where the best debates go down on Bigo. Probably across the world, too. It's that type time.
And again, I'm your host, Kiss Happiness. I want to give all honor and glory and praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Barakatham, and Shalom to all of those who are with us, even the ones who are against us. Hi. So let's get it all popping and cracking. And Ali, let's
Yes.
go. We're going to explain all of this stuff to everybody so they can get it in and figure out what the heck is going on. Because guess what didn't happen, right?
What didn't
We
happen?
didn't have a pre-debate show with them. We didn't have a face-off with them. We didn't have
That
it
is
with them.
true.
Well, we didn't. So we need to get this cracking real quick. Ali, let's break it on down for them. Let them know what's going on.
Okay, so in this debate, we are going to have an opening round for both of the debaters. We both have rounds of presenting the information with 8 minutes, rebuttal rounds 6 minutes. There will also be a question round after all of that. There will not be any interruptions. There will not be any, weird activity. We're gonna fact check everybody. We're gonna make sure that everybody's information is correct. And if you have a flag thrown to play, you will use this right here. If you have a question or if you hear something that you want fact checked or, anything about the other opponent's information that you have a question about that you don't think is valid, you would throw that, and then we would get to that. We'll have an actual time to do that during the question round. We no longer do that during the actual debate, but it will be during the question round is where we will handle anything that has to do with that little bit emoji. We're gonna keep it clean. We're gonna keep it informational. It's gonna be fire, and let's get to it.
So Capone, Alchemist, you all have the capability to share screen, right?
All right.
If you want to present presentations, remember everybody, if you don't like the bell sounds, because we want the gifts to continuously come through, right? Please share the live, send gifts. And again, like I said, we want to make sure that if you can hear, if you don't want to hear all the sounds for the gifts, you can go into your settings and turn off the gift sounds. That way it'll be free and clear for you to be able to hear. You can always swipe left, people, if you don't want to pay attention to the comments, and all of that can be possibly going on. Again, Alchemist, Capone, do you have any questions?
Yeah. How long is the intro? You didn't say nothing about the
The
intro.
opening round is 6 minutes apiece for each debater. You have 6 minutes apiece for the opening round.
Okay, cool.
Or
And then
opening, slack, opening statement.
we get 3 8-minute rounds,
Two.
two
So
8-minute rounds.
you have a 6 minute opening round for each of you. Then you'll have a 8 minute informational bring out round. You'll have a 6 minute rebuttal, and you'll do that for round one and round two. Then you'll have a closing statement round as well after the
How
question
long
round.
is how long is the closing?
The closing, what you say, Kiss?
Oh, the program
You
is
gonna
below.
close
It's
the
8 minutes.
eight?
So I'm just talking.
You said 8? All right, cool. That's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
All
eight
right, that's
minute closing statement. Then you have 4 questions to ask each other after that. You have a 2 minute question and 1 minute to answer the question.
that's what's up.
Where is
1 minute
fire?
to answer? You said 1 minute to answer?
Yes, in the question round, you have 2 minutes to ask the question and 1 minute to answer. What's what
Okay.
say?
Come.
And don't forget, you all have to answer. Please do not lead any type of, when you're being asked your questions, don't lead with your explanation. Please lead with your answer, right? Um, all logical fallacies, you will have points removed. If you lead first, you will lose, and you will be automatically considered the loser. So remember, we do have a few rules going on. Um, Make sure that you stay within those guidelines, guys. Whew. All right. So, with that being said, is it a false doctrine? Is Gnosticism a false doctrine? And since Capone, you are saying that Gnosticism is a false doctrine, you have the floor first. You'll start with your opening round. For all, I'm looking for one other person though, and that is Fire. Where are you? I'm missing one of my judges. Is that you? There you are. Share box 3. You're good there. Don't you start your mess 7. What we gonna see tonight? So Capone, whenever you're ready to start, all DTCS, please go on mute.
All right,
And
first of
whenever you
all,
start speaking, you have the floor. Whenever you start speaking, your time will start. Rainwater is ready to push that button for our timekeeper. You guys, are you ready?
that's right. All right, so let me begin. So, first of all, I'm starting all praises to the Most High, Higher, by Yashin Yeshaya, Wawak Hakadash. Hey, shalom, everybody. This means Genie and Capone. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna share screen with this intro, right? See what we doing today. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Go to this. Oh, oh, cool. Bam. Here we go. Is Gnosticism a false doctrine? Right? That's what we here for. So here go the intro. Let's get it. I'm saying yes, it is. Shalom, everybody. Tonight I will be proving biblically and historically that Gnosticism is and always has been a false doctrine. Within my presentation, I will be showing the forefathers, the leaders, their teachings, and the movements that have spread this doctrine to what it is today. Gnosticism always has been a false doctrine, and only strive turn of the second to the third century after the Hamashiach, being Christ, was crucified and raised, and after his apostles and the early church followers were martyred because they was Jews. Okay, I will be doing all this with through precepts. Like I'm gonna lead with Isaiah 29. I mean, Slacky. Isaiah 28. Well, I can't see this. Let me go on there. Isaiah 28, 9 and 10. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. That's one thing that my opponent will not be doing today, to show you that this is a false doctrine. So through precepts right here. So right here it says, whom would he teach knowledge? For those who don't know, the Bible was also, it was in the Greek Septuagint first, so it's written in Greek. This word not knowledge here is gnosis, or it's a derivative of gnosis, right? So that's it for that. So I'm gonna be using these words interchangeably. So here go a few of them. You got gnosis, it's G1108, right? And then you have nostos. And then you got Gnosticos, right? These are all derivative of the word gnosis, and they all mean knowledge. And the Bible uses it interchangeably, so I will be using it today too. So whenever I'm saying knowledge, I will be saying gnosis or nostos or the other one. Yeah. So let's get to this Gnosticism, right? Hold on, I don't like this really, y'all. Y'all gotta wait. All right, hit this better. Gnosticism. Look at all this stuff. What is all this amalgamation of nothing, right? You got Gnosis, you got the Gospel of Mary, you got the Nag Hammadi, Light Bearer. What's this? Spirituality, eons, all this stuff. It's just amalgamation of bullcrap, right? So by the end of my debate, you will understand what this is, and you will understand that it's a false doctrine, right? So let's go to the next one. The definition of Gnosticism. Gnosticism is a prominent theological and philosophical movement in the second century Christian church, partly of pre-Christian origin. Not Salakia. The Gnostic doctrine taught that the world was created and ruled by a lesser divinity, the demiurge, and that Christ was an emissary of the remote supreme divine being, bringing esoteric knowledge, being gnosis, to whom enabled the redemption of the human spirit, right? So that's the definition of Gnosticism that I got out of the Jewish Encyclopedia. So what is false doctrine? Because this, I have to prove that it's a false doctrine, right? So false doctrine, definition of false doctrine. Any teachings that originate with men or demons is foreign to the word of God, is inconsistent with the whole revelation of the Most High, and leads to spiritual weakness and ungodly living, right? So this is
One
what I
minute
have to
more.
prove. Whoa. This all right, this is what I have to prove. I have to prove that this is a false doctrine, and I will do that in my next round. Uh, so as y'all can see, that's just the intro. That's how I'm coming. I'm gonna pass it over to my opponent. He won't be able to prove it. He won't be able to prove God, and he won't be using precept.
Where is Elk?
I'm right here.
Good job, come on, good job. So, Alchemy, whenever you're ready to bring that, bring it on. Let's get it popping. You got the floor. Whenever you start talking, your time will start.
Let's get it. I'm gonna share my Gnosticism or no. Is Gnosticism a false doctrine? My claim is that it is not a false doctrine. It is one of the few original sects of Christianity, and it is a dangerous doctrine because it gave a more logical outlook on the material world based on the actions of man made constructs and systems forced on people and their cultures. My warrant is basically necessitating why Gnosticism text is more accurate to the world we live in rather than the Christian sects. The impact is it is imperative to have an insight. So basically, what I'm saying is, what is the reasoning for learning about Gnosticism? It is imperative to have an insight on why Gnostics' worldview versus the norms play a very crucial part on how you look at life, how you look at spirituality, and how you look at everyday man. Um, the synopsis is for my reasoning. Gnosticism being a false doctrine is not truly your own idea, opinion, or belief, and it is in fact adopted, and the theologians of the Gnostic sects were indeed non-rabbinical Jews and the earliest Christians. I'm going to prove that the prosecutors, aka the early Catholic Church, ethnically cleansed, in other words, committed genocide, in other words, declared a crusade against heresies and Gnostics or anything that didn't fit their narrative of the Most High and His Son. Also, I'm going to give a brief insight about what they believed as far as the material world, the Great Mother, her son, the true unknown fatherly source, the pleroma, and the latest civilization to adopt Gnosticism, and the master teachers and visionaries of Gnostics. The significance of the non commodity library, and the reason why most still won't accept the truth about having gnosis. So, sharing right there. So all of them basically just gonna bring out the fact of why Gnosticism is so important, why it was condemned, why it will still be condemned, why people have a perverted understanding, why just like how most norms, why most constructs that we live by today is not truly ours. You know what I'm saying? That 9 times out of 10, when it comes to who we are today is based on who we were told to be and not who we were as a kid or just these original concepts and ideas or ideologies that we have on our own. So with that being said, I conclude my introduction.
You sure you got 3 minutes left on the clock? I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Wow, you guys are really bringing it. You got everybody really intrigued up here, baby. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all doing a good job. Good job, help. Very clear, very well spoken. The both of you guys. I am so proud of you guys as being a host of this debate tonight. So, anyway, moving right along, let's continue to get it on. We are ready to hear your arguments in your first round. All right, gentlemen. Ali, where you at?
I I'm I'm letting you do your thing. I'm listening. I'm ready for it too. You know what I'm saying? They both brought out the info. You know what I'm saying? And it was clear cut. Ain't no guessing who's on what and what that mean. They clear cut about what they standing on. They standing on it 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see which one of these niggas slip and fall. 10 toes down. Somebody ain't gonna be standing 10 toes after this. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I am so ready to hear the rest of this debate. I hope everybody has their pad and their pen and they are ready to hear out what these gentlemen are going to bring out tonight. We finna get some real information about this Gnosticism here, whether or not it's a false doctrine or not. So, Capone, your 8 minutes starts for your first round. Thank you. Your first minute starts on your first round whenever you start talking.
Con, con. So here we go. Let's go to some of the principles and teachings of Gnosticism. I don't know if y'all can see this, so let me zoom in. Okay, so first thing, one of their principles is knowledge or gnosis. Salvation is not achieved through faith and works, but through gnosis, which is special esoteric knowledge of the divine. This knowledge reveals the true nature of self in the cosmos and the divine, leading into spiritual awakening. Another thing that they teach, the demiurge, they often identify the demiurge or the Yaldabaoth with the God of the Old Testament. Like it is seen as a lower and ignorant deity who created the rules of the physical world. He is often depicted as a tyrannical figure who keeps the soul trapped in the material realm. They also teach and the Gnostics also teach that Christ is often seen as a divine embassy who bring gnosis to humanity, revealing the truth about the divine realm and in the way to escape the material world. To escape the material world, his role is not primarily as a savior through crucifixion, but as a revealer of hidden knowledge. One last thing that they teach is the rejection of materialism. Gnosticism often emphasizes asceticism, which is knowledge of self, in a rejection of worldly pleasures, viewing them as distractions to keep individuals bound from the material world. These are just some of the principles that they teach in this doctrine. So I'm gonna show y'all what the Bible says, right? So we have Bible precepts here, precept upon precept. So I'm gonna start with Proverbs 1:7. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, or gnosis, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right? It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of gnosis. So what is this? What is this that they talking about, right? So right here we got Ephesians 3:9. And to make all men see the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world has been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Yeshua HaMashiach. Colossians 1:16 through 17 says, by him being Christ, were all things created that are in heaven and that is in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things was created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. So you see right here, the Bible says nothing about a demiurge that's ignorant or lesser, right? So Colossians 2:8 says, so I can pull this out. Can't see that. 2:8 say, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of the men and after rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. In my next round, I'll be showing y'all that this doctrine was created by men, right? So John 14:6 says, Yeshua says unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but by me. Right? Christ said, no man comes to the Father but by him. John 10:1 says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that enter not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. So Christ saying, if you don't come by me, you're a thief and a robber, right? So let's see what the Bible says about salvation. Isaiah 45:17 says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye should not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Don't speak none about humanity. It says Israel shall be saved, right? Matthew 15:24 says, but he that answered this, but he answered and said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not humanity. Once again, 2 Corinthians 11:4 says, for if he preaches another Christ, right, another Hamashiach, whom ye have not preached, or if you receive another spirit which you have not received, or another gospel which you have not accepted, you might bear with him. And last but not least, Matthew 10:5 says, then the 12 These 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not in the way of the Gentiles or into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. And that's gonna come into play. Can I check my time?
2 minutes, 44 seconds left.
2 minutes 44. All right, yeah, that's gonna come to play right here. So when I go into the fathers of this, so let me touch on this a little bit. So who started the movement of Gnosticism, right? It says Simon Magnus, and you can read about Simon Magnus in Acts the 8th chapter, verses 9 to 24. Right, he was a Samaritan who performed mighty acts by magic. He performed mighty acts of magic by the arts of demons operating in him, and he was considered a god. And as a god, he was honored by the Samaritans. So right here, we see that this is a doctrine of Gentiles doing witchcraft and operating with demons. Right. The Samaritans made him a statue and they erected it, right? And then drop down. So it says on the statue, it bore the inscription in Latin. It says Samoni di Sacto. That is in Latin. So they said in Latin. And that is to Simon the Holy God. We have understood that Simon is the author of all heresies, i.e., false doctrine. But they nevertheless have embraced the superstition of idols and fall down to pictures in images of Simon himself, and they venture to worship them with incense and sacrifices with libations. This is from Irenaeus Against All Heresies. In the first century, they been destroyed this doctrine, and Peter rebuked him in Acts. Now, and I don't think I got enough time, but I'm gonna touch on his followers after. This guy Simon Magnus, he's the father of Gnosticism. He thought that he was a god. He was a Samaritan, right? A Gentile. Christ said, enter not in the cities of the Gentiles, or enter not in the city of the Samaritans. Why? Because they was practicing all types of wickedness. How much time I got left?
Last 30 seconds.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah. So y'all can see that this guy, he had demons in him and everything, and he got rebuked by Peter in Acts. So
Quick question, Capone. Who was that man that was up there? Magos. What was his first name? Simon.
Simon.
Thank you.
Hey, Capone is in his bag.
My bad. I ain't really
Capone,
turn my camera on.
Capone was in his bag. Hold on. Hey, that was a whole Mike Tyson haymaker. I ain't gonna lie. You gonna have to come out like Floyd, Elk. I ain't gonna hold you. You gonna have to come out with the Philly shell, cause that was crazy.
Not his best screen sharing life. I'm telling you, you best to come with it, cause man, Capone, you is really giving the people a run for their money, cause they didn't believe in you, bro, and I've been believing in you. Real talk, I knew you had it in you. What? I knew you had it in you. So let's see what happens though, because you still have an opponent, and he is really coming with it just as well. So Alchemist, whenever you come off of your mic and you start speaking, your um rebuttal round, right? Because you have an opportunity now to rebuttal all
Uh,
that you heard.
how much time I got left? I mean, how much time I got?
6 minutes.
6 minutes, but say less.
6 minutes. And you will have 1 minute warning once you get down to 1 minute, so you all don't have to keep checking on that. Um,
Wait. Kids, time out. Uh, I thought you said 8. Just to be clear, because I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, y'all cheating the brother." Because
no,
Capone
he has
had
six
8, right?
minutes.
Oh,
This
it's
is
still
the
rebuttal.
rebuttal round.
Got you.
hmm
Just to be clear.
Yeah. So this is his
But
rebuttal round. So he has an opportunity to refute any and everything that you heard. And I hope you were present for the last debate so that you can get a good idea of what that looks like and how to do it right. Y'all better come with the smoke. Y'all better come with the smoke. That's all I can say. So again, 1 minute warning when you get down to the last minute, and whenever you start talking, the floor is yours.
All right, you can start the time now. No, I'm so glad he started it with scripture and he said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. That sounds exactly like Yaldabaoth dealing with this arrogant lesser deity that wants you to fear exactly what he wants in the world that he created. So when I'm gonna go in reverse when replying to exactly what Capone is talking about. Simon Magus, the flying Gnostic. Now, when we're talking about Simon Magus, he was born in Geta, and I'm gonna share my. He was born in Geta, Samaria. The heralds of heresies. These would be the forefathers of what you could call, of what you call Gnosticism. Simon Magus. He was born in Samaria, Geta, right between the Dead Sea and Galilee, uh, right above Judea and Jerusalem. He was born into a heterodox culture and beliefs off bat, and they did not accept the Jerusalem church. So yeah, he already had ops as far as Christianity and the Jews. Little was known about his actual life, but you get a brief hostile understanding of his life. Acts 8, point 9 to 12. The nickname the Flying Gnostic was attained by conducting one of the 8 cities. The 8 cities is a Indian it's an Indian word basically saying supernatural powers, and which can be acquired through yoga. The sixth sense is basically the six cities of this is flying in the sky, apparently referring to the flight of soul. I'm actually quoting this from the Gnosticism book. You can go to gnosis.org to look up exactly what I'm talking about as a source. Um, but I'm reading from this book, apparently referring to the flight of soul. In the mythos of the 19th century occultism, the concept of astral body as astral travel, the body is as a vehicle of consciousness capable of traveling apart from the body, played a considerable role metaphorically. Flight represents the freedom of soul and spirit from the bodily confinement. When it comes to the magic that he used, or just the influence or the origins of Gnosticism, we have to look at it from Kemet. Now, when we're talking about Kemet, they dealt with the dark arts. They dealt with what you would call black magic and not dark magic, but that was in as well as the structure of magic. So, whenever you're dealing with Kemet, this is the basis of where the Gnostics is getting their understanding from. So when you're talking about the Romans, when you're talking about the Greeks, they looked at this ancient Kemet civilization as an influence to get their basis of understanding for the world that's around them, dealing with the material world that we live in. Um, Now I want to give a breakdown right quick of the Gnostic cosmology. The Moad is an ultimate and ineffable source of all things. From this source emanates these divine beings or principles known as the aeons, right? These aeons are created in a traditional way and are rather extensions or manifestations of the Moad's essence. They exist in the pure spiritual light called the pleroma. Pleroma will basically be the heaven. The pleroma is fullness in the divine presence, a realm of perfect light, spiritual completeness. Within that pleroma, the aeons exist in a harmonious unity, each representing different aspects of the divine. These aeons are in pairs, reflecting a balance of the masculine and feminine principles. Now, when you're dealing with Gnosticism, you are dealing with the duality of the world, the good and bad, the light and evil, or the light and dark, the good and evil. So these principles of the one and two is how you're dealing with. Now the emanations is a state of flowing out. To Gnostics, the emanation of the Moab manifests in the various levels of reality. The process of
1 minute
emanation
warning.
But the process of emanation begins with the moed and proceeds through various levels of divine beings, culminating in the material world. The first emanation is described as the idea or the plan of the universe, followed by the trinal God, creator, preserver, or destroyer. Or if you want to break down God, generator, operator, destroyer, and then the various aeons. This hierarchical structure reflects the descent of the divine energy from the highest, most abstract levels of existence to more concrete and material realms. So anytime they're dealing with dark magic or you dealing with something from these other gods or these other beings, this is the source where they're trying to tap into. I'll conclude my turn and my rebuttal.
All right. Good job. Good job. All I can say is baby, charge your phone. Find the charger and charge your phone because you are getting
For me,
kind of short there. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
you.
He's
I got
also up next with his 8 minutes, right?
Sure is. You sure are. This is your first round of your supportive statement for your opening statement. And whenever you start, well, we'll wait for you to. You found your charge?
you. Yeah, I got
I
it.
hope you found your charge.
I can hear
Okay,
me now.
cool beans. All right, cool beans. So,
Nigga, make sure you
whenever you're
charge your
ready,
phone.
make sure you charge your phone for real. So, I got my snack. I know y'all see me always in the shower or something. Listen, whenever you start talking, the debate
Oh,
floor is yours to start your supportive round. These are
let me,
Gardetto snack chips. Cheddar,
let me,
aged
yeah.
cheddar are really good.
Okay. All right. And that's perfect because I can go back into what I was speaking about. I can go back to what I was speaking about. Okay. All righty. You can start the time. Now we're finna go. The fall of Sophia, the rise of Yaldabaoth. Sophia, whose name means wisdom in Greek, she is depicted as a feminine aspect of the divine and embodying knowledge and wisdom. With this knowledge or with this gnosis, she develops a strong desire to know the unknowable and to create something of her own. Independently, does that without the authorization of the divine order of the pleroma, so the chain of command. Everyone is born with a pair. That pair is supposed to go upon an agreement and then go to the monad and then consult with the monad and the pleroma to not mess up the divine order of things. Sophia actions of creation without consent of the moad disrupt the harmony of the pleroma. Sophia's desire and action result in the birth of a flawed, ignorant entity named Yaldabaoth. We could go to Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth, aka the demiurge, is born from Sophia's misguided attempt to create. He is depicted as a lion-faced serpent or a dragon, symbolizes his chaotic and imperfect nature. Yaldabaoth is ignorant of the higher realms and believes himself to be the supreme God or the Most High. In his ignorance, and arrogance creates the material physical world and the physical universe. It also creates his archons, lesser deities, and rulers who assist him in maintaining control of the material physical realm. And this world is seen as a prison for the divine sparks of light. Y'all love to talk about light, right? The divine sparks of light that have become trapped in matter, in the vessel, in the body. After seeing the aftermath of her creation, she repents to the higher eons in the Moad. They send a savior to wake up the divine spites in mankind to help rectify and restore the pleroma. Now, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm going to going to the Gnostics right here. So, going to the book. This is Gnosticism, the book right here. Can we pause my time when I look? No, we can't. All right, but yeah, just dealing with that. The demiurge being the Most High, being the all powerful God, and being this thing or this deity that is the ultimate and supreme is out of ignorance. It doesn't know about the Moab because again, Sophia was not supposed to create the demiurge. She wasn't supposed to create y'all Debeo. And with her doing that, it created this resentment. That's why he is angry. That's why he is wrathful. That's why he doesn't play any games. That's why he is the way he is and why he treats us the way that he does. When it comes to you being that divine light and that heaven that you think that you're going to, you are not going to that light. 9 times out of 10, you're going to the moon. You are going to the moon. That is the light that you're going to. That's the end of the tunnel. To be rebirthed so you can use your divine spark to get ashe from, to get power off of. That is the main reason why you are. That's the main reason why you are being reborn and not going to the actual pleroma or the actual heaven. Salvation. Let's talk about salvation. Now, he brought up salvation through gnosis. What does salvation mean to the Gnostics? In many ways, the Gnostic concept of salvation is close to the concept of liberation found through the Hindu and the Buddhist tradition. Gnostics look to salvation not from sin or original other than, but from the ignorance which sin is the consequence. So basically, through your ignorance, through the ignorance of Adam and Eve, and they also say that the Gnostics say that the world is not imperfect or imbalanced because of the actions of Adam and Eve. Those two progenitors did not cause the way that the world is today. Them eating from the fruit of the tree was not the way it was. This world was created and imperfect from the get-go because it is created from a lesser deity that is imperfect and imbalanced, doesn't know where it is. I mean, where it comes from. But from the ignorance of which sin is the consequence, those who know the divine through the gnosis shed all sin. With those without gnosis cannot help but persist in transgressions. Ignorance, which mean ignorance of spiritual realities, is dispelled by gnosis. So you know better, you do better. You knew better, you do better, right? So that's the whole premise of what the Gnostics is saying. So to say that Gnostics is a
Baba
false doctrine.
Kashas. Pause. Capone dropped. He said he had a call.
I
I'm
see
not
that,
sure.
sister. It's okay. We got it. Go ahead and let him
Okay.
continue. Don't stop the debate. I see him.
So dealing with this gnosis, to say that Gnosticism is a false doctrine is just very disingenuous because
Where'd he go? Okay, now you can pause because now we have a technical difficulty. I don't know if it's in my phone. Is it me?
No, word has it he went to the moon. He'll be back.
Okay.
Hey,
Can't. Why is you
Shalom.
up here?
my fault. I ended up
I,
getting a
Damn.
call. Woman
if
ended up calling.
if it was a break because Capone was gone, I just wanted to say, Elk, I ain't never
It's
really
not
meet you,
Capone.
but I definitely would want to
Get
study with you,
down.
brother. I like
Nah,
the way
look,
you're
nah,
doing it.
can't. He's still
Appreciate
going. He's still going.
Down.
He's still going.
Yeah.
it.
Damn.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
You can
So
start.
you're
You
okay.
can start again. You
Your
can start
time was
again, sister.
paused, so you're
All
okay.
right. Just to say that the Gnosticism is a false doctrine is very disingenuous because again, these men that are theologians, just like the same theologians from the Roman. Okay. To say that Gnosticism is very disingenuous, to say that Gnosticism is a false doctrine is very disingenuous because These same theologians, now when we're dealing with theology, you're dealing with the studying of God and religions, right? The same ones that condemn, the same ones that are part of the early the early Christian church, which end up becoming the Roman Catholics, right? Because all of these people are coming, and all of their, so even if you want to talk about the Greeks and the Romans, they had a philosophy era where was uh all they did was use philosophy. So what they had to do was get validation, and the only hotspot that you can go to was Kimmy to get the validation of everything. You know, you had the knowledge, but you needed the actual wisdom. So that's where they went to for that. So that's why the
One
Greeks
minute
and
warning.
that's why the Greeks and the Romans actually went there to conquer Kimmy. And this is the same reason. I'm gonna say that for the second round. But yeah, just to say that the Gnostics is a false doctrine, is very disingenuous. Even dealing just with doctrines, you have a master teacher. These are definitely master teachers. The teachers are actually Christians. Majority of the teachers are actually Christians and Jews. These are people that actually identify with the same community that they lived in. They actually were a part of the Levant. They actually lived in these cities with different Christians and other theologians. So these same theologians that discredited the Gnostic sect are the same people that's a part of the same or move the same way. Now, if they never would have killed and committed genocide against these Gnostics, ain't no telling where the world would be. They seen them as a threat because if you go off of what man says and what man does, if you go off of what man does versus what they say, you will see the world for what it is. And they got the teachings and the followings based off of that. It made more sense.
All right. Very, very good. Very, very good. All right, you guys. So, Capone, it is now time for your rebuttal. Ali, you got like on mute. You're not on mute.
Yeah, I got a call. My bad. Y'all
You're
ready?
good. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first thing he said something about the demiurge. He said Proverbs 1 and 7 sound just like the demiurge. The fear, which Proverbs 1 and 7 say, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? He said that sound like the demiurge because the demiurge wants you to fear him, right? When I already showed you that that Lord was Christ, but this the same person that they saying supposed to bring light or gnosis to humanity, right? So you're gonna see, which you did state that the demiurge is a serpent. You're gonna see that they do this play on, oh, the demiurge is a bad person because they call the demiurge the god of the Old Testament. The demiurge is a bad person, but the serpent in the garden was the one that gave the first knowledge. So but the demiurge is a serpent as well, and he's portrayed as a quote unquote evil entity. So just watch. You gotta watch them. So right there, uh, yoga, man. We know that's Hinduism, which he admitted that it was uh, Buddhism and Hinduism, right? So yoga, that's Hinduism. Kemet, uh, Kemet is in the dirt, right? You know, Kemet was doing. They had all types of cults in Kemet. Nobody worshipped the first god that was in Kemet, right? What else you got on here? The cosmology. I just told you in Colossians 1 and 15, all things was made by Christ, and he was before all things. That's the cosmology, whether it be thrones, dominions, or powers. All things was made by him and for him. So what are you talking about? Then you want to try to go into Simon Magnus in your intro, bro. You just showing that he was doing witchcraft. You proved my point, right? And the Greeks and the Romans doing that they those Gentiles. Those are Gentiles. This doctrine, that this Gnosticism doctrine, it wouldn't, they had to bank it, and y'all gonna see when I go into my round, y'all gonna see that they had to bank it off what it already was, right? being because Christ then already came. I told y'all that in my introduction. He already then came. His apostles then already came and taught, and they moved and they shook the world. And then there was a persecution against them, and they was martyred. And then now you have this doctrine coming. When I showed you that Simon Magnus, the one that's flying in the sky, he was the one. He's the father of it. And I'm gonna show you in my round when I go into his followers as well that they spread, they just kept, they went to these places like in Kemet, like in Hindu in India, and they made these schools and they spread it out and they did this stuff secretly. This is and also you're going to see by the time this debate over, you're going to see why Christ told them that it's going to be false Christ, and why Paul told Timothy that beware of knowledge falsely so called. Remember, the Bible was in Greek too. So that word knowledge is really gnosis. He was talking about the Gnostics. And I'm going to show you that on my next round. How much time I got left? I got 2 minutes. Oh, come on, let's go to the Bible then. Let me share screen. Man. Okay, so he said something about light and darkness. So let's go to the Bible real quick. I'll touch on everything. Light and darkness, right? So let me show you what light and darkness is, right? This is Matthew. Wait, hold on. No, this ain't the scripture I want. I want 23. Matthew 6 and 23. It says the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, then thy whole body be full of light. But if thy eye be evil, then thy whole body be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Right? So that's what I want to know. How great is that darkness? Just like Christ said, right? So it says, if thy eye be evil. So let's see what's evil to the Lord, right? Let's go to we want to go to Deuteronomy 18:10.
1
Right?
minute warning.
Okay. I'm gonna go to now and just read some of this. It says, when thou come into the land which the Lord thy God given thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter of familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of all these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them from thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. Right? So right here, we seeing what's evil to the Most High. All these abominations that the Gentiles do, not the children of Israel. Right? And the brother just proved in his round that they was doing witchcraft. I yield.
Is it my turn or is it his? We can't hear you. I think you muted.
You muted, Kiss.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. That was some good. That was some good round. This was your first round. We heard your opening statements and we heard both of your first rounds and your rebuttals for those rounds. I want to thank you all for bringing forth all the information that you all have been bringing forth so far. Um, I need to know from my audience, what do you guys think? Are you all feeling this? And I mean the audience, not DCCS. Because I'm seeing other people in the comments like, this is not good. And oh my gosh, people can't get past flying carpets or flying men and all kind of stuff. I'm just wondering, like, how are you all feeling about this? You know what I mean? Ugh. Fire, are
Sound
you
like we got
there?
some haters in here.
Oh, wow.
Sound like Dave Chappelle's
This is
player
a
hater
Can
ball
good
to
you
make with
debate.
the big
Listen,
O.
this is a good one
can you
right here.
cam
This is
down,
a
Hate,
good
Fire?
hate,
one.
hate,
There
hate,
we
hate,
go.
hate.
He keep
Oh my
camming me
God.
up.
I see. Well, all I can say is y'all better You got a piece of paper on your phone, you touching your phone with something, because that might be, sometimes my cord on my headphones will actually do a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness, not the drop down. But you guys, this is a really strong debate. I really want to know from, the audience, what are you guys thinking so far? Um, I want you guys to remember, judges, while you all are, available, this is our little brief intermission. Mysterious Seven says this is good. All right, Fire, cool beans. I will lock this down since you're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but he is still there. Baby, you have all rights and freedom and space and opportunity to say what your opinion is. And most definitely, after the whole thing, you all can come up and ask questions. Make sure y'all beanbag is ready because it do cost to play the boss, right? And yes, it's bringing up for new information for everybody to take home with them. These sources are being cited. These are wonderful PowerPoint presentation that these gentlemen have put together for the edification and just sharing information for everyone today. So I'm truly grateful. But I just want to know, what are you all thinking in the comments? Are you all feeling Elk or are you feeling Capone? Put a one in the comments for Alchemist and two for Capone if you're feeling it right about now. We already got one. Judges, while you have this opportunity for this small one, please go ahead to DTCS and check out your judges. Um, Check out your judging format, and also so that you can't vote twice, guys. I'm just saying. I don't know. What you
We
think,
seeing
Ali?
mixed reviews. We seeing mixed reviews in here. I do want to say that everybody that has a mixed review, everybody that feel like they just want to hate or they want to show love, any kind of unexpressed emotion that you got, after this, you can reveal that energy at Club Yasharal. We are taking all smoke, chimney smoke, everything but blunt smoke. That's beside the point. But
Everything
if
with
you got
Blunt
some
Smoke.
smoke, bring it on to Club Yasharal. You
I'm
can get
smoking
all the
anything but
smoke you want.
Sam. I
And it's
ain't
Capone right
smoking
now.
nothing but.
Capone trying to smoke on that Gnosticism right now. He trying to smoke on a pack of that Simon Magnus. I don't know. That's what it's seeming like. We gonna see.
Man, hold on, man. See, I can't cuss. Now I can't indulge my meditation bush, man. What's going on, man? Like what's
Not the meditation.
y'all
Meditation
just
bush
y'all
is
got some
crazy.
y'all got something on your shard right now, man? Cause I'm feeling some type of way right now, man. This is insane,
Oh,
right? But
child.
I'm gonna go on mute because you know what I'm saying. This is not my debate, so I'm gonna keep my feelings to myself.
Could you imagine
Y'all
that?
tripping. Why y'all putting ones and twos like y'all calling the police? This the 12 around here? Oh my gosh. Y'all is wild hunters for that. Thank you all, everybody, for y'all input. Judges, if you all have opportunity to look over and look into your form for judging the round one and also the opening statements, it would be amazing if you could, like, while you all are in it to win it. So I also wanted to say this is brought to you by, thank you, the Ring of Fire, a new family out here in these Bigo streets. Thank you, Ring of Fire, for bringing these two together, right? If you all ever have an opportunity to go head over to Fire's panel, sit down and chill out and really get it in with these conversations because they really get going really on and popping over there at the Ring of Fire. Again, a new family. If anybody's looking to be a host, please DM me and I will definitely get you hooked up with an audition. I'm ready to sign you to the BBB agency. We're here for you, right? Blessed beyond belief. And then again, we got a whole lot going on. She said, oh my goodness. So this is round two, right?
I
Round
just want to
two,
say,
round
kids,
two.
if
What's
real
up?
quick, if anybody, most high forbid, y'all ever be in a situation where somebody pulls you over for marijuana, just call it the meditation bush. Say, I got 18 ounces of meditation bush on me and nothing else. That's all. Okay,
Not
y'all can blame
18
my father.
ounces. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying
That
to tell
sounds like
you
a whole shrub.
that they gonna be so
You got a baby
confounded with
tree.
themselves. They gonna have to go and research that, look that up on their phone, and be like, "Oh, okay, I got you."
Y'all wild hunters for that. I mean, you could just put it down. Darn dope fiends. No. Listen here. I ain't tripping. It's on y'all. Y'all get ready for it. What's up, everybody? Please share the live, y'all. Make sure that you all follow Debate Thy Cause Society here on Bigo with the community. Also, I want you to also subscribe to Go Raw, which is righteous. Don't. Oh my gosh, I can't never get this right. Anyway, the whole thing is Go Raw, and it's also a community here on Bigo where you can hear and see a lot of really awesome information. Again, we also will have this debate on YouTube so that you all can do the recap. And it is also, please follow us there, subscribe, and also follow us on IG. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get those numbers up so you all can see all of the new information and little shorts and all type of extra features over there on IG. Thank you, everybody, for all of the beans. Remember, we're going into our second round now. So, it's a queen, most definitely. I was going to actually plug yours after the second round, but we might as well bring it out now. It's the Queen has a really amazing debate tomorrow. She can post it in the chat, please. Yeah. Okay. Cool beans. Great. Awesome. 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 Because during the second round, you was going to be the first thing smoking. But don't forget, everybody, make sure y'all stick around. Share the live once again. Share the live, everybody, and let us get back to it. One of my judges dropped off. Where'd you go? Humble.
Elk, make sure you go crazy this round, Elk.
There he is.
You gonna have to bring that
Cool
smoke,
beans.
man.
Righteousness above wickedness. Thank you, Princess Ra'ama. That is the name of the other community, which is Go Raw, which is Go Raw, righteous above wickedness. I didn't want to say it wrong, but I don't know why my man was not thinking properly. So again, share the live, everyone. Make sure y'all send them through. Send them beans. Don't be mean. And let's get it. Second round, 8 minutes for this for this second participant. You have the floor with the second round. I'm sorry.
It's me.
Wait, no. Wait a minute. Hold on.
It's on Capone. Capone just
It's
did his
all
rebuttal.
Yes,
Capone.
it's on Capone. My madness. Capone, second round on you.
I'm share my screen. Let's go. Go to the Bible first. It's gonna make sense, right? This is Matthew 23:15. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye come past the sea inland to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves." Right. So Christ is telling the scribes and the Pharisees that when they make a proselyte, they make them worse than they was. Right. So let's go to this. Let's go to the presentation. Back to the presentation because I'm showing you the fathers of Gnosticism, right? So I went to who was it? Simon. We went to Simon. Oh shit. Okay. Now let's go to his students. Menander, also a Samaritan, who was a disciple of Simon Magus, for he said that he himself was the Savior, who has been sent down from the invisible ions for the salvation of men. And he taught that no one could gain the mystery over the world creating angels themselves unless they first gone through the magical discipline imparted by him. And he received in the end they had to receive baptism from him. Those who were deemed worthy, those who were deemed worthy of this would partake even in the present life and perpetual immortality and would never die, but will become immortal. He also, being driven by demons, came to Antioch and deceived many by magical art. And he persuaded his followers that they should not die by means of such sorcerers. So he had sorcerers, right? He taught the people that he taught was sorcerers, right? He taught them sorcery. From his sorcerers who assumed the name of Christians. So they took now they calling themselves Christians. only to defame the mystery of godliness by magical art. Where I'm at. And to make ridiculous false doctrines. Again, this is in Irenaeus Against Heresy. So you have Simon Magnus, his ace coon boom student, his top student, right? His disciple, Menander, teaching people in magical arts. So if they doing witchcraft, they sorcerers, right? And now they took the name. Now they calling themselves Christians. So let's go. Hold on, y'all. Technical. All right, there we go. Bam. Let's go to the other students. Now, this is the leaders of Gnosticism, right? Cyrenaeus, Antiochian by birth, and Basilis, and Alexandrian. So you got one from Antioch, one from Alexandria. The former of these established mystery schools of godless heresy in Syria. So, I think Cyrenaeus did his in Syria. His school was in Syria, and Basilis was in Alexandria, right? So Irenaeus state that the false teaching of Cyrenaeus agreed with the respects of Menander. So his teachings is the same as Menander, but Basilis, under the pretext of unspeakable mysteries, the Nag Hammadi, invented monstrous fables. In Basilis, he wrote 24 books upon his other book called The Gospel, right? So he wrote 24 books upon this other book that he named The Gospel, right? And that he invented prophets for himself, Bacchus and Barcops, and others that had no existence, and that he gave them barbarous names in order to amaze those who marvel at such things. So basically they saying he was doing what we call clickbaiting in his writings, right? Say those that amaze that marvel at such things. He taught also that the eating meat sacrificed to idols and the renouncing of faith in times of persecution was indifference. Irenaeus also write that Carpocrates, he was a contemporary of these two guys, right? Going to the school of Menander. He is a father of another heresy. The heresy's called Gnostics. Look at this. So now we got the person that started Gnostics coming from the school of Menander in Simon Magnus, right? Who did not wish to transmit any longer the magic arts of Simon as they had done in secret, but openly. So they ain't want to do it in secret mystery schools now. Now they want to do it openly. For they boast of demons, right? So they boast of certain demons that sent them dreams and lent them their protection and gave them magic potions in similar agencies. In accordance to these things, they taught that it was necessary for those who wished to enter fully in their mystery schools, or rather to their abominations, to practice all worst kinds of wickedness on the grounds that they could escape the cosmic powers. So y'all seeing the doctrine, right? So Eusebius, this is from the Eusebius, right? From a chapter called Knowledge Falsely So Called. And he says right here, one heresy arose after another. The former one passed away, and now one time, now at another, now in one way, and now in the other ways, were lost in ideas of various kinds and various forms, right? So he's saying that one heresy will go away, and then here come another one, as I just showed y'all. Then it says, from these 7 sects among the people of Simon came, and from them came the Menanderians, the Marsonians, the Carpocratians, the Valentinians, the Basilians, the Cyrenaeans, and from them came false Christs, false prophets, false apostles, who divided the unity of the church and corrupted and made false doctrines uttered against the Most High in His Christ. Like the brother just said, that was Yah the Baal. That's blasphemy,
1
bro.
minute warning.
All right. Oh snap! Hold on. All right, I'm good. I'm good in that 1 minute. Let's get into this a little Nagamati a little bit. It says the Nagamati text says what the Nagamati text says about notes. The Nagamati Library is a collection of ancient texts discovered in 1945 near Nagamati, Egypt. These texts was primarily Gnostic writings. But let me go back, man, because I gotta hone into this. So these people right here, Brazilians and Surinamese, so they got mystery schools, one in Egypt and one in Syria, and then they just spread out. They just kept spreading out false doctrines, and they ain't want to do it in secret no more. So now they start coming to the people, and you see they form sets. Marsoni, Brazilians, Serenanians, Carpocranians, or Gnostics. You know what I'm saying? So they just form sets and they spread. This is why Christ said, be wise as serpents. Because the serpents was. All right,
Time.
go ahead. Go ahead.
That's time.
Oh, fuck that. Let me come off the share screen. Hold on, my phone frozen. There you go.
I can go. You
Yes,
on
you
you on
muted.
mute? You on mute?
My fault, y'all. Just trying to be so awesome and respectful to you guys. Flag on the plays are allowed during the question and answer rounds, right?
Bet.
So you have the opportunity to talk about whatever you want or whatever you heard in your rebuttal, which is now. So you have 6 minutes to rebut everything that you heard and you saw today. So whenever
Alrighty.
you start talking, your time will start.
Okay. I just want to touch back on the first rebuttal of me bringing out Simon Magnus. He is not the father of Gnosticism. He did not start Gnosticism. He is not the originator, the progenitor of Gnosticism. He is just someone, just like how the Greek mythology is not the original pantheon when it comes to it. The Greek mythology is taken from Kemet, just like everything else after Kemet. After the post flood, Kemet is where you go to want to learn and validate any philosophy that you have. So dealing with Seth, and I'm glad that he kept trying to pinpoint. Say that Simon Magnus is that, and dealing with these other teachers of Gnosticism. Um, they were not. They were just. They were students. They were prophets. So with that being said, they are not someone that is coming and saying that they are Christ because they believe in the same story. They just have a different perspective on it. I'm gonna read this passage, chapter 3, the mythic beginnings of Gnosticism, Norea and Seth. Norea, Eve's daughter, was a wise woman. She eventually married Noah, a well-intentioned and unperceptive man. Now, dealing with Seth, the third son of Adam after Cain and Abel, has long been regarded as a mysterious figure. The ancient historian Josephus writes that Seth was a great man and that he and his family were custodians of many secret arts, including astrology. Now, even when you're dealing with dark arts, is it fair to say this is a rhetorical question? Is it fair to say that killing a lamb and using its blood as as a passage, a safe passage, is that not considered dark arts? It is. It is considered dark arts. It is considered ritualistic. It is considered a sort of magic, if you want to be technical. Seth was a great man, but he led him and his family was a very great man, and he and his family were the custodians of many secret arts, including astrology. The descendants of Seth inscribed records of the occult discoveries on two pillars, according to Josephus, so that they might be preserved for the posterity. In the treatise of the Apocalypse of Adam, the Gnostic writers tell us is that, and these are books of Gnosticism, only Seth and his father Adam, but of the future of the Gnostic tradition in ages is to come. In this text, Adam tells Seth that Eve, who taught Adam the word gnosis of the eternal God. He then discloses how the Creator turned against Adam and Eve and how he was eager to make humans serve him in fear and slavery. Going back to the opening statement about to have gnosis, you have to fear the Lord in order to gain knowledge. Adam then predicts that Seth and his seed would continue to experience gnosis, and that they will also be subject to further persecution by the Creator. This is why it seems like the seeds of Adam always coming down with some curse. It always doing there's always something, a monkey on your back. Even dealing with, and I want to bring this out right now. Even dealing to because Samaria and Sumer are two different pause that doctrine, the principles and dogmas in religion or field of knowledge. Teaching doctrine directly from this is not a false doctrine. This right here, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to I forgot she had her titties out. I forgot she had her titties out. But that is the great
Wait,
mother.
Pause.
That was
Cannot make this shit up.
Pause.
Cannot.
no, but
It's
this is the great
it's
mother. Let's be mature now. This is the great mother. I posted it
don't
in
no
the
no 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 no
comments.
no don't show it. Don't show it because it can get you knocked off, and we do not want that. Could you pause that, Rainwater, real quick? Please be mindful about the things that you are going to show. We're going to give you an additional like 10 seconds back on the clock for you, but please don't show it because you will get knocked off, and we want you to continue to bring that information. So nothing bloody or gory to be shown. Please remember that, guys. All
Got
right.
you, got you.
So nothing
So
vulgar. So please do check the picture. Um, yeah, you can put something in the comments, but do not, please do not show it on the screen. Yeah, they need their neck again. So
Dylan,
hold on 1 second. As soon
okay.
as she presses play, presses start, then you can as soon as you start talking, I'm gonna go on mute. I'm on mute.
So So Samaria, right here, this picture that I just posted would be basically a depiction of the Great Mother. In other words, she created life. She created everything that is when it comes when we dealing with that water. These beings that's on here, these are all serpent-like beings. All of these are actual creatures that roam this realm. So when you dealing with these things and you dealing with these different and these can basically be said to be zodiacs as well. But when you're dealing with this serpentine energy, even if you're dealing with your own brain, the first thing to form is the reptilian part of your brain. That's why they say you should rise above your instinctual survival instincts. When it comes to that, you should be above that. Don't live in your root chakra. In other words, just for people that understand what that means, basically just don't live to eat and to for pleasure. So the reptilian part of your brain is what is being said. It is not an actual snake. You know what I'm saying? And then the snake in the garden, just a rebuttal on that, the snake in the garden is actually dealing with from Sophia, that she actually reached out to Eve, reached out to another feminine energy to be able to relate the message. And that's why women are always regarded as wisdom, because when men go to women for a question or for guidance, they are asking for this wisdom. They are asking if this situation that I'm in, should I trust my decision, right? So even dealing with all of these claims against Gnosticism being false is not true and is very disingenuous.
That was the time.
All right. Well, that was really good. So, Alchemist, it is now time for your second round. Ooh, it's on you whenever you start talking. It is definitely on you. That was a really good rebuttal. Capone, you better be listening and get ready for your rebuttal, bro, because you got a
F was
lot
in
of
his
information.
bag.
Because Cause he was on your neck, baby, about dude not being part of the you dig and them. He is not the progenitor of the Gnostics, so you best to come with it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it is tinfoil hat. It's his turn.
Uh,
I'm gonna throw the program down in here so everybody can know what it is and what we got going on. El, hmm Whenever you start talking, the floor is yours for your second round. You
could
may
start it
begin.
now. You can start it.
You can start it.
Okay, dealing now. I'm speaking about the non-commodity library. Where, when, and how did it happen? It was 400 AD. Again, with Kemet, dealing with Kemet, because again, all information starts with Kemet. This is found in non-commodity. This is Luxor. This is Lower Egypt. Lower Kemet. This is what we're dealing with. Okay, where, when, and how did it happen? It was 400 AD, where the Gnostics of that time were under heavy persecution from the Catholic Church. Again, these heresies, these claims against the Gnostics are done by people you do not even respect to this day. You don't even follow these people that that made these claims today. You are not a Roman Catholic. These are the people that's making these claims, not the ancient Jews of this time. With that being said, it was 400 AD where the Gnostics of this time were under heavy persecution from the Catholic Church. So, in order to preserve their gnosis, they buried 13 papyrus booklets in Upper Kemet. Um, yeah, it was Upper Kemet, also known as Egypt in the dry desert. Those gospels were preserved up until the 1940s. So, from 400 AD up until the 1940s, they were buried and untampered with. Were two brothers that were excavated by two brothers who were digging for fertilizers around limestone caves. They sold the books one by one to various inquiries, not knowing what they had only to make profit from what they seen as ancient texts. So, and you can go to the mama. You can go to the New World Encyclopedia and find out exactly what that's dealing with. Now, the heroes of Baliceres, Valentinus, and Mani. Now, let's talk about Valentinus right quick. Born around 100, born around and before 100 AD in Africa within the territories of ancient Carthage. Now, we know about Carthage. We know about Hannibal. He has a movie coming out, right? I'm not saying that these two are pertaining to each other, but these are the same people with the same principles that went against the Roman Catholic. That went against the Romans a long time ago, right? So these the ancient Carthage studied in, and he was born in Africa within the territory. Mama, he was born in ancient Carthage, studied in Alexandria. He founded a school of thought that emphasizes a sophisticated cosmology and soteriology, and his teachings were influential enough to be considered a major threat by the early church fathers. At that same damn time, he was a Gnostic who almost became Pope, according to records, an early church father, Tertullian. Now, Tertullian is also a theologian that basically spoke against the heresies and spoke against the Noxus, but he did not speak bad about Valentinus because this brother right here was just very profound. He never got discredited as a heretic. He was never killed. He died of old age, and he died with his name being proper. Um, we're gonna deal with Monty next round. And he brought up this brother was said from his own records to be initiated and inspired by Galatians, a direct disciple of Saint Peter and Matthias, the disciple who replaced Judas. So he was a Gnostic teacher who created a complex theological system of a natural trinity of the mother, father, and child. His teachings took a different route from Orthodox Christian doctrines and were influential in the development of the Gnostic thought. Now, these brothers are only taking different. It's just to say that these brothers are, or to say that these brothers was practicing a false doctrine is to say that SUPK is practicing a false doctrine within, the child of Yash being the children of Yasharal. You know what I'm saying? That's just very disingenuous to say. And I didn't mean to use them, but that's just the only people that I can come up with that I'm thinking about right now. But just to say that these people are heretics is very disingenuous. I have to keep emphasizing that because these people were Christians, these people were Jews, these people grew up knowing Christ. This is post flood, so all they knew was Christ. And dealing with these, they didn't really deal with dark arts. They even dealt with psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? I can go to I can bring up a lot of scripture that basically will make you think that a lot of these characters were dealing with psychedelics and had these outer body experiences. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Um, but Valentina is just to talk about these people. These were students. They were Gnostics. They were not just minions or underlings of these prophets, of these master teachers of this doctrine. So when we talking about these people, we can't just say that they are truly heretics. We can't. So just dealing back with the non-commodity and matter of fact, I want to go this. What and who influenced the Gnostics or Gnosticism? Kemet, aka Egypt, had a profound influences on many civilizations. Assur and Aset, or Usir, and Aset, aka Osiris and Isis, were deeply influential. The information involved the elaborate rituals, symbolic death and rebirth, and the quest of hidden knowledge are synonymous to what the Gnostic foundation is today. The Gnostic sects and their secret knowledge and spiritual enlightenment mirrored these Commission practices. The suffering, the passion, and the resurrection of Osir or Osiris, for instance, in the dying or the not Gnostic narratives of the dying God, and the Great Mother. So this is why I have to keep emphasizing on why Kemet is kept being brought up in this debate, because these are the people that are the basis for all of this right now. The basis for every religion, every doctrine that's out here. Kemet is the basis for that. As you can see right here, this is Kemet right here. The Nag Hammadi was found right around here, in Upper Egypt or Upper Kemet. But just dealing with that information, man. At the end of the day, he's going to be able to have to prove that this is truly a false doctrine. And I would love a fact checker to see or Google exactly if these Gnostics were were sorcerers for real, or if they were actual Christians, or did they really belong to a different sect when it comes to that time and era. I'm not end my time right there.
Well, well, well. Capone. Hmm. Are you ready for your full rebuttal on this one? Y'all moving it right along. You see the comments, bro. They saying you better bring it. Elk, they are really congratulating you. That was your best round yet so far. In the big egg. Where you at, Ali? No, you ain't just typing in the comments.
You know, I'm just taking notes. I'm in here like a what's them niggas be at in court? They be typing while people talking.
I know, right?
A stenographer. I'm a stenographer right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here I'm taking it all in.
Okay, at this point, you better. At this point, you better. Capone, whenever you are ready to start your rebuttal, please feel free. Let's get it in, y'all, because I know y'all people talking about in the comment, people like in the comment, they talking about they confused. Y'all better have some questions for these folks. I know I got some thoughts and questions in my mind. Y'all better bring it for real.
That's why I'm writing these notes down. I got a whole lot of questions. I still ain't forgot about the moon. I'm still thinking
Oh.
about the moon. My fault. My fault. Muhammad up there too. Never mind. Okay, go ahead.
All right, y'all
Let's go.
ready?
Capone, whenever you're ready. Yep.
All right. So I didn't touch on it, but he his last round he mentioned something about the you go to the moon. I guess when you pass or when you transcend. When we know that's false because you go to Abraham's bosom, right? So I don't know what you talking about. You talking about you travel the light travel to the moon? That was crazy, right? Simon Magnus not being the father and people learning from him, and you call them prophets and master teachers that came from what mystery schools, people that came to the apostles first, Simon himself, and got rebuked by Peter, right? So he went down to Syria in Kemet in Alexandria. He went down to Alexandria and came up and learned they mystery schools. Come on, bro. Noah being Eve's daughter, like, bro, where that's at in scripture? Like, show me that. I haven't read it, so I don't know. That's a foul on the plate with that. Um, the Great Mother, this reptilian stuff, man, bro, knock it out, bro. I told y'all, it's a play. They worship the serpent that was in the garden. That's why he talk about all this reptilian stuff.
Oh.
Self and everything, what you said about what Josephus was talking about. First of all, the sun and the moon and the stars are used for signs. But now divining them, that's on a whole nother level, bro. You ain't finna get away with that, right? What else you said? The Nagamati, I gotta go into that in my next round. The Roman Catholics, you said I don't believe these people, right? That I don't follow them. These wasn't Roman Catholics. This is in the early first century. Irenaeus, I pulled up. Let me show y'all real quick. Pause my time so I can show my screen. Give me one. You see, I use the Eusebius, right? And Eusebius is quoting Irenaeus. Irenaeus was an apostle of Polycarp. Polycarp was an apostle of John the Apostle that walked with Christ, right? So, bro, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You talking about these Roman Catholics? No, these people, these are the early church fathers before the persecution of the Jews, right? What else? This the rebuttal. That you threw a shot at ISBK. They ain't even part of this debate, bro. I don't even know why would you do that, right? Yes, they was sorcerers. They used potions and how they gonna teach somebody right here. Hold on, let me go back to my screen, right? It say that Menander, right? Because they all come from his school. It say right here that he was teaching people that they weren't gonna die, but this nigga dead. He's dead. Like, how could you do that? That's crazy. Like, man, I don't know, man. These doctrines are something else. You go back to Kemet. Of course they coming from Kemet because they wasn't kicking that to the apostles. Peter, I keep telling you, Peter, he rebuked Simon. And it tells you in Acts that Simon was doing mighty works. And he was able to trick Philip in baptizing him. But Peter came to him and said, hey, nah, brother, you got some stuff in you. You got some demons in you. You ain't coming to the sheepfold, right? Uh that's about it. How much time I got left? Playing from Chelsea's iPhone. All right, so look, let's just go to the Nagamati. So I was touching on the Nagamati in my last round. It was they found it in 1945, and they got all these different books in it, right? So right here I got a chart. You see you see Christ's crucifixion, right? And then you have the Gospels and the Acts, and then you have the Nagamati coming 100 years later, right? The Gnostic Gospels, and then you have the Nagamati coming after that. There you go. After that, y'all see the date right there. So it has the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, the Apocryphon of John, all these books, right? Now these is coming in the 3rd century. Now look, let's see what Eusebius wrote here that I got here.
1 minute,
Oh, my
one.
phone just tripped out. All right, I want to get through this. It say among the rejection. Oh, my phone is tripping. Mm. Hmm. Pause that 1 minute. Damn. Come on, man. All right, here we go. Wait. All right, this phone's it say among the rejection writings, I'm back, y'all. It say among the rejection writings must be reckoned also the Acts of Paul and the so-called shepherd in the Apocalypse of Peter. In addition to these, the extant epistle of Barnabas and the so-called teachings of the apostles, and besides, as I have said, the Apocryphon of John. Under these titles, they also got other titles under the names of apostles. For instance, such books as the Gospel of Peter, of Thomas, of Matthias, and of any others beside them, the Acts of Andrews and John and other apostles. So anything with Gospels, apostles, and stuff like that, if it ain't in the Bible, it ain't true, right? I think that's my time. But I'm gonna leave with this. Uh Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 says, be admonished of many books. That's my time, right?
Time. He be a little bit behind. He be lagging a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my phone was just
That
tripping.
nigga be in the
I got,
past sometimes. We be in the present. It's all good.
yeah, my phone is
Always
crazy.
seems to be something in the
Yeah,
past. Thank you,
that's
everybody.
the
Oh my God. Oh, we.
Salakia says, I'm gonna need
Yes,
somebody else
baby.
to keep the closing statement times. I gotta run.
Cool beans. Yashar, can you keep the time for that, please? She got some issues going on real quick.
Yeah, I got it.
Yashar, thank you. The water. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So you all have wrapped up both of your rounds and rebuttals here. So, Ali, where we at?
We are now in the closing statement round, and I want to hear these closing statements.
Wrap
Hey,
this
I ain't
shit
gonna
up.
lie. Yeah. Let's get
How many minutes
wrap
for
it
the
up.
closing? They got 8 or 6 minutes when we got
I believe it's 8. Let me check. 7. Let me check.
And there we have it for the closing round. 8 minutes each.
8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes each. Yep.
Say less.
Let's get to the smoke, man. Smoke, dog.
All right, you guys. I hope you all are really enjoying this debate brought to you tonight by Debate.Cause Society. Ooh, child. Let's get it in with this here. Thank you for everybody for showing up today. Thank you for all of the gifts. Don't forget to follow Debate.Cause Society here on Vigo, IG, and also on YouTube. I just want to say, you have heard more information now that we're in the second round. Yeah, it was. So let's get a little poll real quick. What are you all thinking in the audience here? I need to know, like, what are you all really feeling? Are you feeling Alchemist, saying that this is not a false doctrine, or that it's not, or are you feeling what Capone is saying that it is a false doctrine? False doctrine according to who? I'm gonna be messy. According to who? According to who? Who's the false? Who? Oh my goodness. So, can I get a 1 in the chat for Alchemist and a 2 in the chat for Capone? And again, tomorrow it's the Queen. If you could, please post it in the comments. We are having over on It's the Queen panel, brought to you by the wonderful It's the Did the 90s rap community and what we call or consider to be this hip hop culture really ruin the community of us colored folk? Hmm. This is going to be interesting. Again, it is going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m., right? Eastern. So, guys, please show up and show love because this is going to be a really awesome community because most of us did grow up in that era and we all ratchet for a reason. You feel me? So, I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. So I really think that's really going to be a good conversation. I'm really, really excited to hear what our people have to say. And this is going to be a good one because we got a male against female situation going on over there. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. Did the 90s, I know, right? 99 to 2000, Quad City DJs, the 90s gangster rap, okay? Gangster rap ruined our community. So, I guys remember tomorrow, Sunday, September the 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Please, please pay attention to y'all time zones accordingly. Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. No, I'm just saying. So, again, like I said, this is the closing round. Yes, first woman debating on our platform. Yeah, we are looking for more ladies in the debate rounds. Yeah. So, with that being said, y'all make sure y'all show up. Make sure you all come through tonight, right? After the debate, come on through to Club Yasharal and talk about this. Let's recap this, right? While I'm posting up this wonderful debate on YouTube. Nope. Whew, nobody won yet because we're still in it, right? We're still about to go ahead and go over into the closing round. And then we're going to go into the question and answers. And then we'll have some answers, some question and answers coming from our wonderful audience here on Bigo. So please get your bean bags ready and definitely get those questions ready to come up and ask questions of the participants tonight. Alchemist, come back, come back, come back.
Right.
So we're
Cause
going to
we
go into the
seen
closing answer round. Hmm?
I seen the comments. They was like, I got a question. I got a question. You got a
Too
question. You got a
many.
question, like Oprah, right? So
Come
then
with that bitch.
I'm up here with y'all questions then. You know what I'm saying? Bring all the questions. Cause niggas got answers. Apparently. Or you want to answer. I want to answer here. We all want to answer.
We all need answers. I mean, people was like, I'm confused. I don't understand. What is happening? People have questions and they need answers. So let you all be prepared. Make sure y'all have y'all information on deck because the people really want to know. And again, y'all want to come up, y'all can sit right here in box one next to me and ask all the questions that you have. Please keep the little ones out of the screen, dear. They are not allowed here on the platform. You know, you will get knocked off. So please be mindful and be careful. She's too beautiful to be on this horrid such a thing. So once again, you all will be able to sit up here in box one next to me, ask questions. Absolutely love them, love them, love them, right? But we can't have them up here right now. So come sit up here in box next to me in box one, ask their questions, send me some beans, 200 beans questions. Yes. So again, everybody is welcome in Debate That Call Society to come through and have all types of debates. Any type of debate, all formats are welcome and also moderated here. So, again, closing round, 8 minutes. Capone, it's on you. Yashar, you ready?
All right, let's
Uh,
go.
I think so. Let me
You
see.
think so?
Yep,
You
I
got it, and
am.
you will have awesome. You'll have a 1 minute warning once you get down to that last minute, okay?
Absolutely.
Come. Give me one
Let's go.
second. Hold on.
As soon as you start talking, I'm hitting the button.
What the fuck? right, I'm ready. Okay.
Yeah.
The Ophites. So, all right, so I showed y'all the Father. I showed y'all his Son. I showed y'all the leaders and the people that they helped start their schools. Now I'm going to show you the people that spread the doctrine. So the Ophites spread the serpentine doctrine of knowledge or gnosis, right? So let's see who is these Ophites. It says the Ophites from the Greek word ophis, which means serpent. Ophite members of any of the several Gnostic sects that I said earlier, right? That flourished in the Roman Empire during the 2nd century AD and for 7 centuries thereafter. Accordingly, they teach that the serpent was the true liberator of mankind since he first taught man to rebel against the Most High and to seek knowledge of the true unknown God. They attach a special importance to the serpent of the Bible in Genesis because he enabled man to obtain all important knowledge or gnosis of good and evil, right? And so right here, so you see they have this thing with this serpent. He went to Kemet, so I'm gonna go to Kemet, right? So we see on the Commission walls, you see right here, you have a serpent. Also, here in Thailand, you have another serpent statue right here or idol. You have them in India, right? We know that the Egyptian pharaohs they all got serpents on their heads, but this the serpent that we know that was the fall of men, right? So right here you have it in India. Then you have this sister right here. I don't know if drop down and get your angle on was a statue. This would be her. Is this the great mother right here? So look, let's go back to this. It says, let's see about these Ophites. We see they Gnostics, right? It says, but the serpent as a symbol is founded likewise in connection with all the mystery schools of Egypt, Greece, Phoenicia, Syria, and even Babylonia and India. And I got that from the Encyclopedia Britannica. So you see that all the nations is united around this serpent. This is why the teachers was able to die peacefully and they wasn't martyred. If they was called Christians back then, if you was called a Christian or if you was practicing anything that Christ taught, you would have been martyred, right? So who taught this gnosis? Right? It says the origin
Hey, mute yourself,
of
Mr.
gnosis or esoteric knowledge. It says so in Genesis chapter 3 verse 5, right? You had a serpent coming to Eve, and this is what he said. For the Most High doers know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall know, and you should be as gods, knowing good and evil. Right? So he teaching them to know. This is where they get the gnosis from the garden. You see this? From the forbidden tree of good and evil. So let's see who that serpent is. In Revelations 12:9, it says, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Right? Y'all see the deception. This the whole world. This all the nations right here. That deceiveth the whole world was cast out into the earth, and his angel was cast out with him. So, and I got a little flow chart right here. I ain't the best flow chart artist, but here we go. We see through this serpentine doctrine, you got Simon Magnus and his student Menander, right? And Menander taught the Gnostics. And the Gnostics, you got Cyrenius and Basilius. They set up the schools. Their students, Valentinius and Marcion and Carpocrates, who is an Asian. So he coming with the Hinduism and the Chinese stuff, right? And then they broke down to the Ophites, where you had the Nassenes, the Ebionites, the Sethians, and the Canaanites, which broke down to the Ebionites. And you have the Mandeans, these are Arabs. The Mancheans, they in China. And then you have even the Knights Templars. They all borrow from the same doctrine, the same serpentine doctrine. That's in Kemet, that's in India, that's in Syria, that's everywhere. Greece, that's in America today, which is Babylon. The current Babylon. This has always been a false doctrine, and it will continue to be a false doctrine. How much time I got? All right, so I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna
You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I got 3 minutes. Oh, that's what's up. Well, let's go to Ecclesiastes, right? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. 12 and 12. It says, and further by these, my son, be admonished of the making of many books. There is the making of many books, there is no end. And much study is the weariness of the flesh, right? So the Nag Hammadi it has over 50 books. The Gnostic library has over 500 books. You ain't gonna be able to read them all. And it's just one lie to another, one heresy to another, right? So it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of men. This is the salvation of the man right here. Keeping the commandments of God. Not no learning what the spiritual realm doing. Man, I don't know what they doing over there. Traveling to the moon. No, keeping the commandments of God. This is the whole duty of man. You don't get no further. You want, and then also the brother want to talk about the great mother, right? Being wisdom. Let's see what Solomon says, right? Oh man, what the fuck? I lost the scripture right here. Say unto wisdom. This Proverbs 7 and 4. It says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, not my mother. Thou art my sister, and call understanding my kinswoman. And if you go into the Hebrew here, this word should be chakma, which he was saying is the great mother. But Solomon saying, say this your sister, right? Chakma. Come on, man.
1 minute.
False
1 minute.
doctrine. False doctrine. I'm done, bro. Wrap it up. So false doctrine, bro. It always been a false doctrine. Always. That's why the early church fathers, and not only Eusebius, not only Irenaeus, Justin Martyr, Epiphanius, all these brothers crushed that doctrine when it first started, including and also the apostles. And this is why Peter says here, hold on, let me get it real quick. Second Peter. Get Second Peter. Second Peter 2 and 4. That's what I wanted to bring out. Oh, come on, phone. Where is that? Right here. 2 and 1. Second Peter 2 and 1. But there were false prophets among the people, and even as there shall be false teachers among you, who shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring them to swift destruction.
Time.
Hmm. Well, you at least you got that out. All that I can say.
What that is terrible.
That
Look,
nigga say, wrap it up.
wrap it up. Wrap it up. Let me tell y'all something. Alchemist, it's your time for your closing round. You ready to bring this information or no? Don't you go nowhere. Get back over here.
For my, you can start the time. For my closing arguments, I would just like to reiterate that Gnosticism is not a false doctrine. He brought up Matthew, um, they are the actual Roman Catholic. The people that persecuted the early Gnostics end up becoming the Church of the Roman Catholics. You can fact check that. Dealing with the evil eye and what it does, you can look at all of the crusades, all of the genocide, all of the ethnic cleaning that the Roman Church has done, even with the persecution of the Jews. That's what the eye does when you don't have gnosis, when you're moving by faith. This is what gets you true salvation is when you have gnosis, when you actually know how to move better, when you actually know how to do better in situations. Because if you go into certain situations blind, you're susceptible to fall for anything in that situation, right? Um, I just would like to bring out I would like to bring. Oh yeah, I definitely could carry him up.
Yeah, come up,
I
brother.
would
There
like
you
to
go.
share. Yeah, yeah. I would like to share my screen right quick. Screen. The latest Gnosis
The
that we
latest.
have, the, the the Albigisms, Albigen, Gensinis, Albin, Albigisms, forgot how to say the word, but the crusade took against the Cathars. That's what they were called. This is just a town within the Cathar region. It took place in the early 13th century. This crusade was directed against the Cathars, a Gnostic sect that had gained significant influence in southern France and parts of Italy. The Cathars, aka the Albigenses, um, beliefs um, were considered heretics by the Roman Catholic Church, and the Church invoked crusades from Pope Innocent III by stating that he was an agent for the devil, and that was a dangerous thing to do in the 12th to 13th century. Now, it's even said, you can look in here in the Gnosis archive with the gnosis.org. You can see here the type of persecution that these people went against, and this is the 13th century. And these people were um, basically producing paper. They were known for their songwriting. They were doing all of these things, so they were a part of the trade and commerce. So when they were getting out their understanding of the material world and the doctrines that they follow, you know, they have different Catholics and different all walks of life coming through the Cathars and doing business with them. But with that being said, these people right here, whenever they were committed to the crusade against, it's a story in that link, if you look up, that when one of the generals went back to the to one of the priests, they asked them, we found some Catholic followers, what should we do? And the priest told him that kill them all, God will get his people. Now this is the type of things that the material world does to you when you don't have a real sense of the spiritual realm and the realities of the of spirituality, because you move like this in this material world. You move with not with your heart. You move off of just greed, off of power, off of things that the material world produces. And this is why the Gnostics moved against this, like he said earlier in the first round. The Gnostics were not for materials, and this is what they wanted you to go against when it came down to the Gnosticism. But I would like to read this passage back from this book, even bringing up Mani. Mani, matter of fact, we can go to it right here. Mani, born in 216 AD in Persia, Mani and Valentinus would be the two great luminaries of Gnosis. Shared many dualistic and esoteric teaching or lessons with Gnosticism. The dualistic systems where good and evil are in a never-ending conflict. Mani was persecuted by the priesthood of Zoroastrianism because of the amount of followers it gained during Mani public ministries. Zoroastrians arrested and tortured Mani, and he died February 26, 277. 26 days of prison, and he met his passion. Now, you said that uh, any prophet will become a martyr. Well, that's what he did. Valentinus is probably the only one that didn't die a heretic when it boils down to it. And the reason why the serpentine energy is so vital and so important, because it represents energy. Your body is energy. You do not die. You always go to just the ruach. The ruach never dies. People say that it dissipates or it does this, but you never die. You just lose this physical vessel. You use your vehicle. You lose your vehicle. That's all you're doing. So it's not fair to say that these people actually died. No, they didn't. You're always trying to get to that spiritual realm. You're always trying to be connected to that to your father, so you speak. And when it comes to Gnosticism being a false doctrine, it's it's based on who. because the Gnostics don't revere, I mean, or don't give Ashe or power to the tribes of Jacob. So there's a lot of reason why most people that follow or that claim to be a child of Yasharal would not agree with this perspective of what they see the material world and the canon stories of the narrative when we're dealing with the Bible of the Old Testament, because it does not include them. It's something that it's something that they had to have to individually do, or that they have to work on within themselves. It's easy to just say, I can kill this dude or steal from this person or be horrible to this people. If I know that all I have to do is just say, I didn't know any better and I repent. But if you know better, you will do better, you will move better. And another thing that all of these
One
civilizations
minute.
have,
1 minute.
all of these things that these different civilizations that you brought up have proved is that the serpentine energy is real, right? And then dealing with the Gnostics of Gnosis, all of anytime you're dealing with serpents, you are dealing with knowledge. You are dealing with the good and evil of knowledge. You can do right with knowledge and you can do wrong with knowledge. Just like how you can do bad with magic, you can do good with magic. You know what I'm saying? So anytime that these people are talking about the serpentine energy, they are talking about knowledge and how you can do either good or bad with it. That's my closing argument about Gnosticism.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. So now we're going to go into the question and answers. Please remember, this is the spicy part of the debate. You all have 4 questions apiece that you can ask one another. You can do it in tandem. So we're going to start with, let's see, how we're going to do this. Matter of fact, roll the dice. Whoever gets the lowest number wins. So roll the dice, please,
Roll that
real quick.
dice, Nick.
Roll the dice. Whoever gets the lowest number has the first question. 2 and 5. Elk, it's on you. Ask your question. You got a good. You got 2 minutes to ask a question. Capone, you have to answer within a minute. Please, no leading with your answer. So if it's a yes or no, true or false, please answer the
It's
question
1 minute.
flat out.
It's the other way around.
Or you,
Yes.
yes, it's the other way around. I'm sorry, my
I have
apologies.
1 minute and he
So,
have two.
Khan,
Okay.
yes.
Two.
So again, remember, this is where you all can throw the flag on the plate. If you all do feel and see that there was some information that is not correct, go ahead and throw up this little right there. Just throw them up there. And we'll have the fact checkers look that up for you, okay? We're not going to stop the debate. We're going to continue with the questions and answers, and then we'll get that whole thing going so that you all, we can figure out who's lying and who's not. If
Give
you are,
me 30 seconds. I'm going to grab my chargers real quick.
sure. Go ahead. So let him go grab his charger. You guys are doing such an amazing, excellent job. Alchemist, you got the first question to ask. And then Capone, you got to answer. Please make sure that you all answer these questions forthcoming and it's best to y'all ability and knowledge, right? Because the people is watching. Capone, they didn't think you had it in you. Oh, you got people rooting for you.
The
They're
streets
rooting
is
for
watching.
you. They're watching heavily tonight. Please don't forget that we also have another debate coming up on the 22nd of September between Ashe and Pitbull, right? This debate, another theological debate here. I know, right? With all the popcorn ready to go. This debate, another theological debate here. Whew. But it's going to be very interesting because this is something that we talk about a lot. Yes, he is. He gonna catch up to you, sure, in a heartbeat, baby. He trying to get up there. I know, right? So the topic of this debate, and we have to do some real deep searching to figure out what the heck was y'all gonna be talking about, right? Basically, how we gonna say this one here is dun 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 dun. We got the phone looked up. Like what? Okay. So it is whether or not the Patriarchal system is biblically, no, is it man made? Is that right? Is that how that goes, you guys? Patriarchal system.
It sure ain't woman
And don't
made.
say y'all don't know.
What's that? That's another debate. What you talking about?
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
ooh, that'd be good.
A man made and unnatural, that the patriarchal system is man made and unnatural in all forms. That is artificial. So that is going to be going down on September 22nd. Yeah, September 22nd. And again, this will be at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh man, be looking out for that in DTCS community here on Vigo, also on IG. You all can look for that, and you'll see it on my page when it's ready. We'll be dropping those flyers. Oh wow, Sophia, according to Gnosticism. Hmm, I know I got questions. Whenever Yashar, oh, Yashar is back. He's ready. So, whether the patriarchal system is natural, it's unnatural. Natural, unnatural. Is it right? Is it wrong? The patriarchal system, you guys,
Who
between
debating that?
Pitbull 144, Pitbull of 144, and I say K. How do you say that part? Because now you didn't change your name. Say it
With
for me, Elk.
with his
Keck.
get back.
Keck.
It's Keck. Yes,
Keck?
Keck.
Like the frog god?
Yeah.
And when is debate?
Okay. September 22nd. Okay. They ain't spoke. Oh, my goodness.
Androgynous. Yeah, yeah. It ain't even. It ain't even no point. But go. I'm ready. I'm ready when y'all.
Whenever you guys are ready,
All right. I'm ready
whenever
to ask
you
the
all are
question.
ready.
Is it fair to say that the early Gnostics were actual Christians and Jews? That's the simple question. Were the early Gnostics Christians and actual Jews?
No. You know
Can I
my
get a fact check on that?
wait, hold on. You said is it fair to say? No, it's not fair to say. Because in my debate, right? So my answer is no. Let me show you why. Presentation, right? I showed you who the early Gnostics were and where they came from. Now you can't deny that these guys are Gnostics. Hold on. Come on. Right here. Says a Samaritan, Simon Magnus, a Samaritan, Menander, also a Samaritan. Y'all can see that? So those are early Gnostics. Let's see these other two. Antiochian at birth in Alexandria. Also not a Jew. And what else you say? But I proved right
Pres-
there. They weren't Christian or Jews. And my answer was no. No.
You finished with your answer, Capone?
Yeah. I think
He
y'all a
said no.
minute to answer. Yeah.
And let
Y'all
me.
hear that?
So,
Did y'all hear that or did it break out?
Elk, you threw up the check, right? Can you-
Did you hear my answer?
Yeah, I threw it up. I threw up the flag for the fact check. I would like the fact checkers to basically pull up the information stating that they are actually not um
They was
these early
called Christians.
Gnostics, these early Gnostics were not Christians and Jews.
So that sword, do I get a source or the okay,
One
y'all.
moment. Yashar, are you there?
I am. I am.
We got to source up and find this fact. So were they? Because he's saying that they were.
Okay. Uh, uh, I did a little fact checking already.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so let me get right to it. Gnosticism. This is from the Britannica. Gnosticism. Any of various related philosophical and religious movements prominent in the Greco-Roman world in the early Christian era, particularly the second century. The designation Gnosticism is a term of modern scholarship. It was first used by English poet, philosopher of religion Henry Moore, 1614 to 1687, who applied it to religious groups referred to in ancient sources, Gnostic, Greek, those who have gnosis or knowledge. The Greek adjective gnostikos, leading to knowledge or pertaining to knowledge, was first used by Plato to describe the cognitive or intellectual dimension of learning, as opposed to the the practical. By the second century CE, however, the name Gnostico had been adopted by various Christian groups, some of which it positively as a self designation, though others criticized the practice as a presumptuous claim of exclusive access to truth. So here it speaks about Simon Magus. That's where it takes me back to when you talk about the biblical scriptures. Um, Nobody brought out anything as far as substantial dealing with Egypt, right? Words were said, things were said, but nothing was shown. So I can't go there and bring that out because then I'll be doing that work for others. So the question is, were Christians and Yahudim agnostics?
Mm-hmm.
No, not
So
It
not
says that it says
Gnostics.
that the Christians
Gnostics.
adopted the agnostic practice.
okay. So the question was whether or not Christian and Jews were Gnostics, correct?
That was a question.
That was the question.
Right. Humble,
Yeah, I got it written down. The question
fire.
was, were the early Gnostics Christians and actual Jews? That was the question verbatim.
All right. So that's one source. Do you have another source? Because what was so real in reality, what we have here is a yay or a nay on that first source, because that's what it really boils down to.
Were
Is you
they
is or
or
is you ain't.
Well,
Well,
Right. What
yeah?
does it say?
I never got an
Christian,
answer.
the Christians, the Christians say that Simon Magus, right, is the founder of post-Christian Gnosticism. That's what they say. So, I mean, there it is. There,
That's not
So
that's
is
not
that
an- so that's not
right? It's not.
saying they were or were
Oh,
they not. You said post Gnostics. That means after Gnostics already established.
I didn't say
well,
post-Gnostics. I said later
hold on,
reference
Al.
in certain early Christian writings identify him as the founder of post-Christian Gnosticism.
so
That's
then
what I read.
Mm-hmm.
the
So
question would be,
again,
can they be both?
Not, they're not Christians.
Hi, you
They
know what I'm
was
saying?
born
Because
again.
But
they were original. Hold on, Capone, hold on. They was originally Christian, then they adopted Gnosticism. So that would either they combined it with Christianity and kept being a Christian, or they then left the Christianity to remain Gnostic. Can't be. That's the only way that it can go about this. So unless you're going to say that there's Christian Gnosticism and then there's Gnosticism, then they would not be called. They couldn't be both, which means they adopted Gnosticism, which means that he would. I would think that he would be correct in saying no. Oh, so we have to find out, is there such thing as Christian Gnosticism or not?
No, 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 y'all, no, y'all doing, no, that's
Well,
no. The,
unfortunately, you're just a participant. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to say why, because you're saying that they're not. And we just came up with one fact, one source that says, what does that source say again, Yashar? Judges, are you there? Because at the end of the day, you all will have final say on this, whether or not this explanation or these sources are admissible.
So here, this is from, right? Let me just make sure y'all get this, right? This is from the Britannica, right? This is where I went and got the information from, the Britannica. You can see that clearly, right? See that Britannica right there? So, and you can see that I'm dealing with the Gnosticism right there, right? So then I bump over, right, to Simon Magus, right? So Simon Magus is saying, right? So here, I'm gonna highlight it for y'all. Oh, I can't do it on the screenshot. So I'll blow it up so we can read it together, right? Right there where it says later, right? Later references in certain early Christian writings identify him as the founder of post-Christian Gnosticism, a dualist religious sect advocating salvation. So this is where I got it from. Is that clear? Is that acceptable?
no,
Moderator and judges. So it just said that it was a dualist sect. So that means that they brought in harsh portions of Christianity, and they also brought in portions of the Gnosticism, which was higher knowledge or higher wisdom and understanding was what brought forth salvation. So were they Christians in that thought? Were they Jews in that thought?
From the way
no,
I
no.
see it, I believe that yeah, they was Christian. That's what it said. That's what it says. If they adopted it and the Christian title remained, then
The,
that's what it would be.
is this just a conversation between them? We can't comment on.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Christian, so
Yeah,
I
pretty
showed
much.
in the debate that they
Uh,
use the name Christians.
They used
Showed that in the Eusebius,
you just showed that
that's
doesn't
a
prove it.
Christian source. The
But hold on,
Eusebius
where's
is
the
a
judges
Christian
at?
source.
Where the judges at? Hold on, y'all, cause
Yo, yo.
that's out of order. What did the judges think about the matter with the information that was brought out in the fact check? Judges, any
humble,
judges here?
fire, right?
Uh, I'm looking at it as Christ and Christian is more in line with lining up with that serpentine. It's just these are false titles, false names of the people. Um, that's just where I look at it.
Shalom, Ra. Okay, so
And that's what I'm
was
hearing is real.
the okay, Ali, help. Okay, I'm just
They
saying
was Christians.
they was Christians. Were
That's
they Jews?
crazy.
Yes.
No information stated that they were Yahudim.
I just
Okay,
Exactly. And,
can
and
you
one other
apologize
question: Do the
for
Gnostics
Father.
don't the
There's a
Gnostics have a belief
Samaritan.
that
Capone?
Hold
the
on,
Can
Capone, you can't do
crucifixion?
that. It's a debate. Can't do that.
Hey, mute your mic, Capone, so you don't get no points taken off, bro.
the Gnostics. They also don't they have a belief of that they crucified a snake on a cross by hanging a snake over a cross? Elk. I just asking you.
I can answer the question.
Well, um, actually, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go by the facts, right? So we need to basically prove whether or not what the question was is to be factual or not, because Elk threw a flag on the play, which was Christian, or I'm sorry, not a flag on the play. He basically is saying that whether or not Christians and Jews were Gnostics. So we went to the Britannica to bring forth that source. It says that they were a dual sect of dual or of they were a dualist sect, which means they brought the dualist sect of Christians who believed in Gnosticism. Does that still make them Christian according to the word, according to the theology of what a Christian is? Those things have to be brought into play. We're looking for facts to base, to
So
substantiate that.
let me just make this point, or let me ask the debater, uh, Elk, what source did you present, right, to show that Jews and Christians were Gnosticism or Gnostics?
Well, dealing with the time period, that was the only religion that it was. And I went to gnosis.org. That's the source that I went to. I'm dealing with the
Sure.
Gnostic text.
Can you show that where it showed that it said
One second.
Jews and Christians?
Hmm.
One second. I gotta go to the library.
I think what's throwing off this as well is the question, the way it was asked, if the Gnostics were Christians and Jews, because it's just simply saying that Gnosticism is something that they adopted. It's not. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's just a Gnostic. It's like you have to would essentially be something like that. I don't know. That's how it
What
sounded to me
what I'm
from the
Yeah,
information
what
that they
I'm
brought out as well.
at, what I'm bringing out is
if
that
if he if
the,
he made that point in the
the
debate,
Jews
then obviously he had the information to make the point.
the
So
Jews
he need to
and
go back to
Christians.
that so he can show that to the judges on why he
Right.
even, what I'm saying, coming with the question. Because if he don't have no information on that, then you can't argue a point that you ain't brought no information on.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
One second.
Wow. Okay. Do you all have another source, Yashar? In another source that you can look up real quick out of two witnesses will the matter be established. Thanks, Millie.
Well, I got one.
You
Ali, you
got one
got
from
you
the
got another one?
Britannica?
Because if I gotta
Uh-uh.
go, I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
back from out of this time and then go and grab it.
Okay, that's fine. Upon I help you get your question ready that you want to ask. So that's where we at right now.
Now, now I pulled
So
this earlier, right? I'm gonna just say this, and with me showing this, right? This don't substantiate no side
just
because
just
neither
give up
one
the
of these
answer.
brothers brought the. Neither
Just
one
give
of
up the
these brothers.
answer. Give it up. Just give it up. What you got? Whatever you got.
Nobody brought this information out.
I definitely did bring that up.
I'm not even about to argue nobody. I didn't see you bring
Yeah,
this out.
so that's why I just wanted you to bring out the information and not address either one of the opponents about it, because whether or not they did, we're just here to bring out the facts. So
Right.
let's hear the facts. of the source that
Now,
you have
mind you,
pulled.
this is
And
coming
let's
from,
go. That's
hold on, this will be coming from the Brill, right? The Brill.com, the Egyptian background of Gnostic mythology in Brill. So it ain't even in what you would, in what we would really just be reading. It's for those, the reading impaired, where you can find this information at. That's what Brill is. So if y'all accepting that as a primary or secondary, then we can move forward. If not, then we got to go to another source.
I have Theopolis Institute stating that Christian Gnosticism was Judaic, that the earliest forms of Christian Gnosticism were Judaic. And Ignatius' letters illustrate the truth. And earlier, when I definitely stated,
moderator.
Yeah,
Ali, are you there? Yeah.
yeah.
Can we just
So
get the
so if we're
information
gonna
so that we can move on to the next
yes.
question?
So I'm gonna re after re-looking at the original question, which I said verbatim, I'll say it again. Were the early Gnostics Christians and Jews? Um, according to the
Mm-mm.
information I have seen myself, that says there is no real origin known to where Gnosticism come from. Uh, but it's suggested to be Buddhist. That's as far back as they know. Um, nah,
Right here, early Gnosticism says Egyptian Gnosticism was a movement that developed from traditional Egyptian religion and later merged with Judeo Christian traditions.
All
Like I
right.
said, nobody brought this
right.
information up.
So then the answer would be
Merge.
no. Capone was right. Okay.
but I definitely brought out the Egypts that
That's
everything
fine, but
dealing with.
don't worry. No. Don't worry about that. It's okay. You can bring like talk about that in Club Yashara, but this is a formal debate. We have to keep all the extra things to ourselves at this moment. You have to do all
If I,
that later.
if the information is not being heard, how can I bring it up at Club Yasharal if they not
The
listening?
information is being heard. You're just stating. So look, we're gonna move on, but you're stating something that you did earlier in the debate. It's on record. It's literally recorded, and there are witnesses in here, so they can literally back up that term. But that's neither here nor there, whether it was brought up or not earlier. The
I
only
have
thing
the
that
part.
matters is hold on,
I have the
Slakia. The only thing
information
that
as
matters
well.
is the information. The only thing that matters is the information.
I have the
So,
source as well. So
but look, Kiss, can we get this going to this next round? It's already settled. Like we got it. The early people were not. No, there were people before Christians that was there. So that's how we're looking at it. Were the early people Gnostics that was Christians and Jews? No,
that's
they're
how you
before them.
look at it. That's the
I didn't know you
difference.
can
You're
throw
looking at it, but that's cool.
Salakia. All right. So
we
no, you
just to
didn't miss
be
the winner.
clear,
We're
we can throw flags on sources. Just so I'll make sure I understand, because
mm, he didn't throw a
that's what
flag
just
on the
happened.
source. He threw a
Yeah, he
flag
did.
on. He threw another
That was
flag.
the flag. The flag came when
His
Capone was answering his question, and Capone went to his source to address the question, and then he bounced back with a flag. So I just want to make sure I'm
right.
clear. We can bounce
So
flags off of sources.
He threw a flag on the answer. It wasn't
I threw a
about the
flag
Right.
on the
That's
answer.
not
source.
the
It was
source.
about the answer.
Right. It wasn't
I
the
said he
source.
lied.
That's
Right.
right.
He said he
Okay.
lied.
All right.
Judges, are you all getting this? You hearing all of this? Capone answered the question flat out. So it's settled to say that Gnostics were Gnostics, Jews, and Christians.
The answer was no.
The answer
From
is no.
Capone. and it remains that is the truth, or the facts. The facts, not truth. The facts.
All right. That's on you, Elk. 15 minus. All right. Capone, your question.
All right. Is there an equivalent to the demiurge in Kemet? That's my question.
Is there equivalent to the demiurge in Kemet?
Yeah.
Um, I would say no.
Oh,
I have to
wow.
fact.
He said no. Where are we fact
That's
checking?
his answer. Oh, he threw a flag too.
Yeah. What? He said no.
We're gonna have to fact check that.
We do. That's the point of the flag.
Okay. So we're fact checking whether or not there's an equivalent.
So the question was the demiurge. Restate that question one more time, please.
Is there a,
Capone.
is there an equivalent to the demiurge in Kemet?
Okay.
All right. Let's fact check that as well.
And that's Yada both, just to make sure I'm correct, right?
I guess you can use that name. I was just saying the demiurge.
The okay, so he's talking about Yada both. Okay, cool. So is there an equivalent to the demiurge slash Yada both in Kemet? All right, and Elk's answer was no. Okay.
Wow. Okay. All right. He said no. Yashar is looking at that. Matter of fact, let's go. Um, oh, wow. Someone in the comments said yes, there is.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Um. So I'm gonna go to Egyptian history. Right. It's what it says here. It says a demiurge god is defined as the creator god of the world at the beginning of a set of religious myths. For example, in the Christian, Egyptian, and Scandinavian, in the Christian, Egyptian, and Scandinavian religions, Ra, God, and Odin are demiurges. This coming from EgyptianHistory.com.
All right. So the conclusion is simply according to that. Uh, yes, there is, and Elk was wrong. That's a no. So he has deducted points. All right, next question.
Al, that's on you.
Is it fair to say that the
Hold on,
demiurge
hold on, hold on. Let
is
me
it
get y'all time right. Go ahead.
because that's is it fair to say that these deities just named share the same qualities but not are not the same or doesn't have the same narrative as Yaldabaoth? So let me restate it. Is it
Yeah, that's a
fair to
long question.
is it fair to say that these demiurges share the similarities to Yaldabaoth but does not have the same origin? I can restate the question if needed.
Got to cam up, Capone. If you can, bro. If you got your baby by you, we already get it.
That's a two-part question. I gotta answer both of them.
The question
Is it?
was: is it fair to say that the deities previously mentioned share similarities but not the same origin?
Yeah, that's like an oxymoron. That's it's a double.
No, it's
Because
not.
if I
It's
say, oh, can I appeal to the moderator real quick, or do I have
Yes.
to answer it? So if he's saying that they have the same similarities but not the same origin, because you you can't answer just yes to that, because it could be yes they do, and I'm gonna say they both of them is the same.
Okay, I
But
can see what you're saying.
the thing about it is how he directed that question. That's a two-part question. You see what I'm saying? It can go either way.
Okay,
So it's not
I
fair
agree
to
with
say that. It's
I
not fair to
agree
say
with
that.
that. So what can be done is that the question can be restated to narrow it down to a one question, not a multiple question. So if
I
you can
got
narrow that statement down to a one narrow that question down to a one question, so Capone can correctly answer that. Yep.
You on mute, Elk, if he's talking, bro.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was. Damn. What I was saying was, I think we need to look up the word equivalent so we can get an understanding of what the word equivalent means. Because if we don't have the same understanding of equivalent and like the base root form of it, the question that I will ask, because you could have the same quality but not be equal in the same construct. So how the demiurge was, well, the demiurge itself, that's not Yaldabaoth. You know what I'm saying? Yaldabaoth is on entity. The demiurge is just a title, right? So I
You
think we
got
need to
30
look.
seconds to answer the question. Let me ask your question.
I already asked the question. That's my question. I'm staying over.
I'm gonna say that it's not fair to say that. Reason being, because even though they might be equivalent, the origin may be different depending on who's writing the origin of it, right? So they can change. They have legends where through time those legends change. Well, if it goes somewhere else, that legend might change, but it's talking about the same deity. That's my answer.
Okay. Um, that that's what you got. Y'all good with
Absolutely. Let's go to the next.
your Andre?
Okay. No, sir. What do I got for you? Who is Akama? Can you elaborate on who she is, or who that is?
Are you asking who Akamoth is? Sophia. Akamoth would be the ancient name for Sophia. That would be her primordial name. So Sophia is just wisdom embodied. She's a feminine aspect of wisdom. She's an emanation of the pleroma. So Sophia, primordial name is Akamoth, right? And she embodies the feminine aspect of wisdom and knowledge. That's who Akamoth is.
All right.
That's your answer, Elk.
That's my answer.
All right.
All right. Out. It is your next question. You can go ahead and ask.
It's on me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can start the time.
It's your turn to ask your next question. This is your third question.
I got. I'm formulating. Okay. Is it fair to say, or did did the Christian and Judaic text is the Christian and Judaic text heavily influenced by Kemet?
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
No. We're having
Did
a
you
little
hear
bit
the
of technical
question,
difficulty.
Capone?
I can't hear you. All I heard
Is
was
the
Con,
Jesus.
con. And I will
Okay.
answer that, and I'm gonna say no.
All right.
And
Hold
I
on.
gotta let me
You're good,
Stop right
Capone.
there.
I'm waiting
God
so we
damn.
can hear.
yeah, no, I just wanna bring this out real quick for the
Did y'all
what you
hear
call it,
me?
to expound
Yeah, I
on the
can hear you.
no.
I can hear you,
Y'all
Look,
hear
all you
me?
Cancer.
doing is answering. All you doing is answering. You don't have to bring out information every time. You just get your answer.
Oh, y'all heard
I
the
got
question? Because I didn't hear it. Maybe it was
Yeah,
my
Yeah, yeah.
phone. I'm sorry. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. Some people were saying no in the comments, but okay.
all right. I said no. I ain't gotta. Let me expound on it. Go ahead.
Question. I don't know if El gonna be able to hear you, but the question, it's your turn to ask the question. There you go. He back.
Is Simon Magnus a Samaritan? Samaritan.
Mm.
yes? By definition, if you're going on the locale of where he was born, yes, he is a Samaritan from Gitta, though the region of Samaria, but he is from Gitta.
That's your answer, El.
That is my answer. Yes, he is from Samaria, so he would
Gotcha.
technically be Samaritan. Yes, I mean Samaria is just as much as a Texan is from Texas.
All right.
It's his turn.
And this is your last question, Elk. And then Capone, it'll be your last question. And you may go ahead and ask your last question.
Gotta unmute Mel. El. Gotta unmute.
Okay. Let's see. Where do I want to go with it? When Simon Magus was talking about, or when Simon Magus was given the name the Flying Gnostic, was he literally flying, or did it have another meaning?
That's a good question.
That's my question.
I'm gonna say no. Not, come on, I'm gonna say no. I don't know. My answer is no. Yeah, good.
All right, that was your last question. Capone, this is your last question.
Okay. Was Menander the sorcerer? Was he performing witchcraft?
Can I go to the moderators?
Yo,
Because I think this is a trick question.
why so?
I it's, yes,
Why is that? Why is that a trick question?
yes.
Why are you talking about it?
I
You
just
want me to
answered the
ask
question.
another question?
I just
I
answered the
can ask
question. I
you
said
another
yes,
question.
Oh, he said he
Uh,
answered the question. He said yes. Okay.
yes.
all right.
Yeah, my mouth.
Good. That's what's up, man.
That's it for the questions.
Whew, that was some good questions y'all had. Oh man, what more can I say? All right, you guys. So now I'm going to open up my box one, and I am going to allow people to come up once you put up that 100 beautiful bean foliage of 200 beans. Please put those beans up, and you can come up and ask questions. Master Jax, you got a
Peace,
question you
God.
want to
Peace,
ask?
Queen. How you doing? I
Hi.
do have questions I want to
Shalom.
ask.
He got a
Okay.
good
Shalom.
Do me a
I
200.
do
favor.
have questions I want to
Do
ask.
That's awesome. Do me a favor. Send me 200 beans, and you can ask all the questions you want. You can ask like one question, no, for real though. But send me 200 beans, and you're definitely available in the box. If not,
Okay, so my question is, what is
did you
Jesus'
send
real
200
name?
beans? Oh, okay. So, yeah, go ahead and come on up for one moment. Switch to box six, mysterious. Thank you, sweet. All right, seven. There you go.
Okay, thank you. So do I get one question, or is there a time limit, or how does that work? Cause
I'm sorry. Say again.
do I get one question, or can I ask as many questions in a minute, or how does that work?
You get to ask one question.
Okay, so to both debaters, right? What is Gnosticism? Thank you.
Mm, mm.
I could start. Gnosticism is just a form, or just like how running is running, and when you do it, you're a runner. Gnosticism is just a basically the knowing of of the doctrine, a knowing of a higher learning, a knowing of a secret learning. It's just a sense of knowing. That is what it is. It's studying to know. That's what Gnosticism is. Do I have to source up? I mean, I can if
Oh,
needed, but that's what
okay.
Gnosticism is.
Okay. Capone.
Okay, so I would say that Gnosticism, in a nutshell, it's gnosis, which means knowledge, but it's an amalgamation of knowledge. It's the knowledge of self. It's the knowledge of the divine. It's the knowledge of magical arts. It's an amalgamation of multiple things, not just one thing. It's also the knowledge of dark arts or whatever. It could be anything that you want it to be. That's what Gnosticism is.
Hmm. Okay. Did anybody else have some beans that they could send so that they can get their questions asked? Because Ross, you're in the box and you didn't pay to get in the box, so I need you to send 200 beans if you have a question that you want to ask. Um, Anybody else want to come up and ask a question? Because Steven asked his question. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. Anybody? Anybody? So let me get a show of hands. Yep. As soon as you come up with it, I need 200 beans. Like I'm not. That 50 beans should have been definitely just gifted in the debate itself. Period. If that's what you got, definitely. I don't know what TS means. That sounds weird to me. I don't know what TS means. What is TS? I'm scared.
That shit. That shit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. Well, pay. Come on, let's go. 200 beans to ask questions in the panel. Please come up. If you paid us 200 beans, you can ask a question of either one or both. Shalom Ninja Motu. Anybody else? Come on, let's go. We got a whole lot going on, and it's 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that time. Look at that time. That's a beautiful time, y'all. I really am so glad and so grateful for you guys actually able to present all of this wonderful information. So, since we do have a wonderful panel and a whole lot of guests going on, I want people to give me their ones and twos on who they felt that won the debate in total tonight. So, again, if you are going to vote for Alchemist, please put a one in my inbox. And if you are going for Capone, put a two in my inbox. Because you all be cheating. Yeah, throughout the debate is one. So I got a two so far. I got 1, 2. Come on, everybody. I need you all to vote because this is a popular vote. I, y'all in the 2 1s and the 1s and 2s. I need all total overall. All total overall. Not a no, a draw, no contest. That absolutely makes no sense. So I got 3-2 so far. Anybody else come on with the names who you all felt like was the debate made no sense? What the you better go ask your wife. Your wife is excellent at gifting. Yes, Ninja Moto. Capone argued against that Gnosticism is a false doctrine. Okay. All right. You better call her. You better push. All you got to do is push that give button down there. Push the give button down there, right? The box, the pretty little pink box, right? Go to influencer logos. You can push that button right there, which is like the very first one. It says influencer logos. There's a bunch of numbers. You're going to see a 110, 99, 188, and a 99. Slide all the way over, tap other, and then put 200 in, and then push send to me because it should already be on my name because I'm the host. So put the 200 in, and you'll be all right. Real quick. You know you all got questions that you want to ask. So come on and bring the beans. I keep trying to tell y'all, bring y'all beans. Get y'all bean bags ready. Get your bean bags ready. Thank you, Andre. I don't know anything about selling anything. I'm selling my box, not selling information. They're asking questions. So then again, like I said, for my judges, please go ahead and start filling out your judges form so that we can get these answers in on your responses in for each one of these participants so that we can declare a winner tonight. That would be amazingly great, you guys. And both of you guys did so good. You get such an amazing job. Look at you. Look at you. Oh my goodness, you're doing so good. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Right? Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Let's see who else we got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 4 for Capone. Ooh. Thank you, thank you. All praises. S Max says number 2, so that's 5 for Capone. Shalom prayers. Yep, I'm waiting on
So
y'all.
my question is this, all right? If we're saying that the Gnosticisms, all right,
I know,
are
right?
early Christians, right? Early Jews, right?
Did you pay?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What you thought that little special pearl was?
I don't know. I saw 100 beans.
Yeah,
It's 200. You gotta pay. 200. I need another
man,
100 beans.
I already shot my flowers earlier, but I got you. Hold up.
Nope. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I did drop that earlier. So now that's
There we go.
300.
All right. You free. I don't care about you being broke, baby. You better go get a debit card. You better go fill up your chime card. You better go do whatever it is you got to do and refill on your account and stop playing. This is Bigo, y'all. Stop playing with me. Don't play in my face like that. Don't tell me about nothing about you being broke because you're not broke. I don't hang around a bunch of broke bitches. So don't tell me about that broke shit. I don't recognize none of that. None of that. I'm not recognizing none of that. Okay. Go ahead, you sure. Ask your question.
Okay. Um, it said that the question was asked is was the early Gnosticism Jews and Christians. Um, Last time I checked, the practice started before the flood, right? So I'll ask this: how far back did you, Capone? How far back did you, Elk, go to see when this actually started? When the first practice of Gnosticism took place? Did either one of you guys go that deep? And if you did, can you share that with us?
You wanna know when people started to learn
I want to know when it came to the earth, when the first person started practicing it. Did you go that deep?
to learn when people learned? That's what you're asking?
Just shy, you
I
might have
mean,
to elaborate further on that question and or bust it down to the simplest form so that we can get this,
No,
so
I
that
mean,
they can
okay,
understand,
so
so they can answer you.
Gnosticism, right?
right.
It deals with not just belief, but it deals with practical practices and things of this nature. So when they started practicing these things and putting these thoughts into action to make it a belief in a religion, when did this take place? Is that more simple? Is that simple enough?
How far do Gnosticism go back in time as far as civilization? That's what you're asking, right? Pre-flood, post-flood. There is no origin. They don't there no one knows when the Gnosticism even began. You said that earlier when you brought out the information about the Christianity, I mean about the Christians and the Jews. You stated earlier it doesn't have an exact beginning or origin of when
Oh, excuse me.
Gnosticism started.
Oh,
So there is no origin. They have been killed. They was wiped off. They were killed. No one knows. But if you can show me exactly when Gnosticism began, you coded in any search engine on this planet.
mm,
What you got, Capone?
Capone.
Oh,
Oh, were you finished? I'm sorry.
Uh, so since you asked two questions, I'm gonna answer them both. In a nutshell, again, Gnosticism. I showed this in my presentation, my conclusion that Gnosticism started. In the Gnostics believe this themselves that it started in the garden with the serpent and Eve. It, I have it right here. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick for you. It says that he was the liberator. You know what? My phone ain't even acting right. But like I said, That's when it started. It started in the garden with the tree of knowledge, which is a derivative of the word gnosis in the Greek. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's where it started at.
If I may,
It,
Hold on, he's still
So
answering.
yeah.
Wait,
no,
Capone.
I'm done.
Okay.
Teach, you
No,
gotta
I'm
open
done.
back up my
In
seat.
the
I gotta get out of this seat. I already asked my question.
well,
Okay.
I'm still here though, right? I could. Huh?
it won't let me share screen, but that's where it started. It started in the garden. And as far as after that, you can say just the Gentile nations picked it up. Because
If no
go
man.
ahead, y'all. Go ahead,
Now
go ahead.
you
I'm
you
done.
asked you answered the question because you know what I'm saying. I asked about basically the origins of it. You know what I'm saying. When did man first start using it and practicing it? And you answered it.
When did you
You know what
say
I mean?
man? When did you say man?
I mean, who else gonna practice it, bro?
The emanation of Sophia. She was the first one to practice gnosis. If that's the case, that's why she is named gnosis.
But you didn't say
What is,
that.
what is the
I asked the question.
emanation
You
of
didn't say
Sophia?
that.
I was confused about what you didn't say man either. You said when it was very first practice, and you didn't say if it was man. You didn't say if it was
What?
through gods, if it was through that. That's why
What?
I reiterated the question to understand what you were saying. But that's cool.
Oh, snap. Oh, okay, my fault, bro.
No. You good.
Okay. Am I allowed to ask a question now? Oh.
That's lesson learned. Oh, shalom. What?
Hey, what's up, man? Hello, Elk, and hello, Capone. Hello, everyone else on the panel. I have already paid 200 beans, so I think I'm good on that part. Validated to the host, sent FedEx. Uh, you should have received it already, but it looked like she's on the phone. So, uh, to ask my question like this, um, if the Gnostic text says that it originates or its first progenitor is literally Sophia, who is part of the Godhead. Um, here's the second part. And if Kabbalahism is also a considered the sister religion to the Jewish Talmud and etc. Hear me out. Are they both um, to both Orthodox Jews and other derivatives, Hebrew Israelite and etc.? Um, what would you consider what is true and what is a derivative or false if you're saying that Gnostic is false? So I'll repeat my question to summarize it to make it easier or easier to eat. Um, if Kabbalahism is just as early, or just that, yeah, if Kabbalahism and Gnostic both have early starts with uh, Hebrew or Jewish texts, etc., or have early origins, um, which one is non? Uh, what did you call it? 1 second. Yeah. Which one is a false? Are they all false doctrines? And how? Like, what are your requirements for making it a false doctrine? That's it.
Well, I showed the definition of a false doctrine.
I
And
missed
it's
that
on.
part. I apologize. I came in late.
So let me show you. Let me see if I can show you an argument on that you have. Um, let's go to false doctrine. Any teachings that originate with men or demons. Is foreign to the word of God and is inconsistent with the whole revelation of God and leads to spiritual weakness and ungodly living. And that's from the Jewish Encyclopedia. So, if to answer your question about the Kabbalism and the the
Yes.
Kabbalists don't have no influence on our text. Um, I'll say that. Well, because Kabbalism that came in that's in the third century, right? That's the Talmud. Talmud came out like six to the third century, somewhere in there, and that's Babylonian. So no, the Tanakh already exists. There you go.
I don't. Neither is false doctrine. Um, neither is false doctrine. Again, neither is false doctrine because just like he just stated in his definition of what a false doctrine is, according to the Jewish Encyclopedia or Wikipedia or whatever he said, all it is saying that if it doesn't agree to the narrative and the canon story of what already exists in our book, and it goes against that, that makes it a false doctrine to us. But that doesn't make it a false doctrine universally.
What,
Ooh.
bro?
According to you, what your beliefs are, what you just read, that makes it a
This is
false
the
doctrine
problem you
because
have with Gnostics. They just flip whatever they
How long,
can,
Capone?
man.
How long, Capone? That's it. That's his answer to the question.
Y'all be throwing
You
rocks
got
at the wall, man.
you gotta
The
let him
whole
finish
shit.
answering the question.
You have to let him finish his answer to the question. Come on now.
Yeah.
so yeah, that's the basis. So if it's not going with the narrative of the Jews and anybody else, the canon storyline that they have been fed, then it's a false doctrine by their definition, according to them and their narrative. But universally, it is not a false doctrine. Kabbalism is not a false doctrine. Gnosticism is not a false doctrine. It's doctrine.
Oh man, I say, uh, with the understand, how y'all doing? With the understanding that you both guys have brought out the fact that gnosis, I guess, is higher knowledge, and you guys have both brought out that I guess different forms of gnostic or Gnosticism. Like I guess you guys brought like Hindu Gnostic, Christian Gnostics, things of that nature. Um, would we even have this particular Gnostic sect that we're debating about, dealing with Yaldabaoth and the entities that were named? Will we even have this Gnostic thought without the Judeo-Christian ideology?
Hmm. Uh, I
This
would say you
particular
would.
Gnostic thought, like I said, dealing with Yaldabaoth, just to reiterate it, dealing with Yaldabaoth, um, his role in the garden and his role with with Adam,
Y'all heard him
Eve.
say he was in the garden.
Yeah,
Y'all just heard
yeah,
him
what,
say that.
yeah,
He said
yeah,
that
what,
at the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah. What do we? My question is, would we even Will we even have this particular set of Gnosticism without Judeo Christians? Them bringing that, you know, Adam, Eve, and all of that into the mix.
No, we wouldn't.
Um.
No, we would not. We would not have this.
Well,
Go ahead,
go
you got
ahead.
it. All
Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
We
No,
would.
go ahead.
We would not have this thought of Judaism. I mean, Judeo-Christian Christianity and Judaism without them pushing their narrative of what the creation, how this came to be as far as the material world. Because again, Gnosis has already hit the planet. Gnosis was already in Kemet. So when these people that claim that their God is the ultimate creator, this is when these different sects began to pop up. This is when these different sects became to become what they are today. So we will still have Gnosis without the Gnosis of the Christianity, without the Gnosis of Judaism. It'd just be something totally different. It'd be something totally different.
So this debate wouldn't be.
Can I answer? What happened? Can I answer? Y'all hear me? Okay. So would it exist? Yes. The reason being because it's practiced throughout the world by the other nations, the Gentile nations. It's in Hinduism. It's in China. Zoroastrianism is in the Middle East. Mandaism, which is these are all. Well, Mandaism is a sect from the Gnostics, from the Ophites, from the Ebionites. Is in Greek the practice of the Grecians as well, with the Hellenes and stuff. This all the idols that they was worshiping. It's all one thing that they all came together under the serpent that was in the garden, and they passed the gnosis. They passed this secret knowledge around, right? But the Most High condemned it, and He told His people, "We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna be like the other nations." The only reason that it exists in the Christian text is because Christ came, and it's because Christ came. He was crucified and risen. They wanted to defame the church. That's why they perpetrated as Christians, which was the very first question. That's why they took on the name as Christians. But we know the disciples was called Christians first. So who is these Gnostics? You know what I'm saying? So, but there you go. That's my answer.
Miss 313.
Yeah. But yeah, the question, yeah, was definitely missed. If Judaism and Christianity never popped up, we wouldn't have this understanding of this type of gnosis of Judaism and Christianity. That's what was being asked.
Well, this type of gnosis that goes on with the Nagamati, it only, I'll say this, it only exists among the Christian circles
Right.
for one, the persecution of the Jews, and for two, Constantine when he made a alliance with the pagans around about. And I just
If I,
showed you the pagans. I even showed you in the Britannica where it says all the nations they all have a idol of the serpent. You know what I'm saying? I showed all that.
but the serpent existed way before anything of the doctrine that we're talking about.
Yeah,
All
but
right. So let me
the
ask y'all
whole
this,
thing.
man.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. Gnosticism. Bring it back to where it started. What would they call it? How many different uh, branches of this knowledge is out there? Is it a part of every nation of people? Do they each have their own Gnosticism?
Well, when when you think about all of the inquisitions that these churches have made to make sure that their narrative of this creation of the world was put in every nation around the world, That's when the Gnostics became what it was, when their ideology was being forced upon other societies or other civilizations. So that's why there are so many different cultures, so many different ethnicities that have this. That's why it's in Asia. That's why it's in Africa. That's why it's anywhere where people are being conquered through
May
this
I
Bible.
may I restate the question because I feel like it was misunderstood, respectively.
Your
I
question
I
one
I
answer.
I, I
Yeah,
I
that's
had
cool. She said that's cool.
I I had opened up recognizing. I had recognized the knowledge that you guys both presented on the definition of what gnosis is, it being a higher knowledge. And I also recognized the fact that you guys brought out that many nations have higher knowledge dealing with their culture. But what I specified was this particular sect of Gnosticism and doctrine of Gnosticism when we're dealing with Yaldabaoth, his role in the Garden of Adam and Eve. I don't think Hinduism has a Garden of Adam and Eve. So, like, I was being very specific because I believe that you guys are having this debate centered around the more Judeo-centric version of Gnosticism and not the other Gnostics of the world, the other many Gnostics. So, yeah, I was just really trying to, because I'm trying to see why would we even where would they get these thoughts from if they weren't considering themselves to be Christian or Jew? Where would they even get these thoughts from? Us knowing that these thoughts kind of exclusively belong to the Judeo-Christian population, maybe
Look
Islamic
in Ashay,
later.
So
look in the chat. I just
so you're
posted
gonna
some
look
information
at
in the chat. Elk, look in the chat. I just posted this information.
the
You know,
brother
Elk,
said,
if you would have posted this, if you would have went as far as going in even into the Syrian Egyptian Gnosticism,
Brother.
right?
I, I brought I
You
brought out I brought out the Egyptians. I brought out the Persians with Mani. I
right, I'll
brought out
just say one that's
I brought out Zoroastrianism. The
all of that is
Zoroastrianism.
before Judeo though, bro. That's before Christianity.
What it, but what does that have to do with the doctrine being false? If I brought out the information and
You didn't
stated
you
that it's
didn't your argument
false,
in this debate was not that it was false.
right? I'm saying that it was not false.
Exactly my never mind. You got it.
That's what I'm
Y'all
stating.
niggas tired and ready for the
I'm,
club.
so
I'm
I'm ready
stating
for the
Y'all
the
better
club.
get
false.
this club on.
man, man,
Boss
Manchi,
lady.
what is it? Manchiism, right? We go into that. That was the spread
But
from
you did, but
Syria
Alchemist, did you bring up
going
ISIS?
into
Let me
India
share.
I brought out Egypt. I brought out how
and even
how
China.
how
That was the spread.
I brought out Egypt. I brought up Assyria. I brought out Asset. I brought out. If y'all didn't hear it, that's not on me. I brought it out and I gave the like that's. I mean, it is what it is. I brought out the ancient Kemet. I brought out how their influence on Christianity and Judaism, and the similar stories about the God and the Great Mother being a parallel between the Gnosticism that we have today, and why Christianity and Judaism story aligns with this ancient story from Kemet. I brought that out already. I have the PowerPoint. I can send a screenshot. I brought that out in the third round. No, I brought that out in the second round. Actually, the second round rebuttal. So if that wasn't heard, that's not on me.
Hey, shalom, y'all. Hey, I want to tell y'all, brothers, y'all did great on the debate. I definitely learned something myself. Capone, you did a great job. You killed it with that diagram. I was trying to explain to the brother when he talked about Zeru system and all this stuff, that's a part of the diagram that you brought out with their form of Gnosticism. But I wanted to say, Elk, and I made a mistake coming up there, Kiss, at that time when they paused. I definitely read the stuff about Sophia and Yahweh Boss and all that. I like the book that you had. I wouldn't mind studying with you sometime. I left you a message on the DM, Elk. I wouldn't mind reading and studying that stuff. I like doing that stuff. Everybody don't like it, but I do. But you was
Hey,
definitely
Camp,
bringing out exactly what it say in the book. Mm.
I would say this. I'm tired of looking at that stuff, man. That shit, man. I'm tired. That
And
shit
I
got
want the people
more.
to
I got
realize
tabs
too.
open now.
I want y'all to realize something too. Capone read it and didn't believe it. Elk read it and did believe it. The one thing they had in common, they read the information. It don't hurt nobody. Ain't no sin to read no information for whatever reason you're doing it.
Because you
That
can
nigga
know
said,
something.
ain't gonna hurt nobody. Reading
You
about
can
some
know shit.
field.
You can know something and not act on the knowledge. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
read that
like
book
I
too.
posted, the what and who influenced the Gnostics and the Gnosticism. I posted that. Kemet. Kemet was the strong influence on it. I've been said why and how.
No,
You sure it
no.
was
But
Hinduism?
see, even there, Elk, you wrong.
That's crazy.
Proto Gnosticism is before that.
It's before what?
Before what you just stated, Egyptian Gnosticism, bro. Like, come on,
It's
man. We having a conversation in 10 seconds.
right. I'm having a conversation with you. What you talking about? You want me to agree with you
You
and what you
keep.
saying?
It's not even about agreeing. It's about man. Elk, bro. We supposed to be understanding each other, fam. What you talking about? But
You're
man,
saying proto
okay,
before
bro. I'm gonna
before
fall
This,
back, man. This is
but
this
not
look,
the
going.
look, this
thing.
is the thing.
This is
Hold on,
why
hold
I
on,
say it's
hold on,
fuck.
Nah,
hold on.
don't fall back. Go ahead, get all your cussing out over here so y'all can take it to the club.
This is why I say it's fuck. For one, the Pistis Sophia. You say that Sophia is an emanation of the Most High, or something along the lines. But then you have Alkema, and you say that's also Sophia. That makes no sense. When that word is Chakma in the Hebrew, and
In
that's
the
what
Hebrew,
wisdom is, which what
you're
you
talking
saying
about different
Sophia is.
you're talking about different languages.
Oh man,
So
bro.
if you can translate this word in a different language, then you can. That's why some Spanish people just my name is Kevin. There's no Kevin. That's like how Jesus is Jesus. There's different words in different languages. It changes sometimes. So you're saying that
I get that.
Akamal and Sophia and that these three different meanings have three different names, or these are totally three different energies, but in reality, it's the same energy. It's just in different languages. It's different understandings.
Right, but you saying that Sophia is wisdom, which would be Chakma, right? In the Hebrew. But then you
According
have
to, according to
Akamah
them,
that's not Sophia, but Akamah is not Sophia. That's the
Now,
problem that you have. That's the problem you have, and also among others. I ain't even get to
now,
the part how they think Christ is the serpent in the garden. I think I did state that, but
nobody,
I ain't even
never
used that.
said that. No one ever said that Christ was a serpent.
yeah, that's
That's
What I
what
said
the
was
Gnostics believe, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what the
no, it's not.
Gnostics believe.
They say that Sophie. Can you if you can't source that, then you can't even say that
yeah,
because they
yeah.
never
When you
said
read
that.
the
They always
information,
said Sophia. Hold on, they always said Sophia
Bring it
was the
out in the club. In the club.
yeah,
In the club,
Christ is a
yeah.
key figure in the Gnostic gospel. He's not the serpent Capone. But I want to ask my Israelite brothers and sisters, for the other
I'm gonna show
nations,
y'all.
when they experience the God of Israel, what do you think the other nations call the God of Israel when they experience his power? Or like when they see him flood a king or destroy a kingdom? What do you think that they call it?
Zeus.
Zeus was way after.
According to Kazak, he'll be what Kazak say?
I don't
He
know,
said
but
he said he'll be L or something like that. That's what he said when he
I
destroying
just want
shit.
y'all to get that consideration when they giving these stories. These people that was in the earth experienced the God of Israel, but they didn't know his name or have his word. So they called it something else and made some shit up. But they have to have a story to explain the shit that they saw or experienced.
That's what you believe going on. It could
Yes,
be
the,
that. It
the
could
God
be
of
that.
Israel affects everybody in the world. And when that man see it, even when the sun come up, he gonna say something. It's called something because it's not me doing it. It's another power that but bigger than me doing it. So they call
Yeah,
it a name.
but you know what, Camp? The only thing about it is songs. think it's was it 96:5 say the gods of the other nations are idols. And I showed that all these other nations they have an idol that they worship.
Well, not the part they
Which is
worship.
the
I'm talking
serpent.
about the actual God of Israel. Like when those Egyptians saw the earth flooding, they know it wasn't their God doing that. That was another God that
But,
they never knew. And they
but
gonna
the
call
most
that
high
God
came,
something.
but the most high he came to the Pharaoh in the dream and told him.
So you think he gonna call him Jehovah or Yah? He
But
don't
I don't
got the
know
Bible.
that wasn't
He
that
don't know
Pharaoh.
what to call him.
That was
That nigga
Abimelech. My
Capone,
bad. That was
that nigga gonna
Abimelech.
make up a name. He gonna make up a name for this God or this power that he felt and saw, and what he saw came true. And then go down in history, they're gonna give that God a name, or they're gonna make a story. This is what the Yahweh Sophia is about. This is what all the parts of the Gnostic is about, especially how you broke down those other nations. See, any nation that come from Shem is spiritual as well. They're going to call it
Time.
something. They're going to have an understanding about a power that's bigger than this earth. They just got to give it a name.
But so I didn't touch on this in the debate. 'Cause I didn't feel like that it was plausible, right? But when you go, that's why I put the sex in the names for y'all if y'all want to look them up and see what they actually teach. So when you have the Sethians in the Canaanites, in certain sects in the Ophites, certain sects in Gnosticism, they believe completely opposite what the Bible says. Like they reverence Cain, they reverence the serpent in the garden. They believe that Christ is also the serpent relative to the serpent in the garden, giving gnosis to humanity. And they use the scripture when he say I think it's in John when he say the Son of Man have to be lifted up, just like Moses lifted up the serpent. So they use that out of context, and they say that it's the same thing. I think they call it the Eucharist. I think that's the term they call it.
Now, remember, hey Capone, remember the brother Elk was talking about the supernatural powers or something like that. Did you study the Gnosticism when they start talking about the energies in the body and the chakras and all that stuff? Did you see that part?
I don't remember. I probably had got cut out. I don't remember when he said anything about no chakras.
No,
All
no. Did you read about?
I had got a phone call
No, not
about the
in the
chakras.
debate. I'm talking about
Oh,
as you were studying yourself when you were studying.
right.
Part of Gnosticism is using the energies in the body, spells, potions, all that,
Alchemy.
sorcery type
Alchemy.
stuff. Is a part of it.
Alchemy. Yeah, that's alchemy. I did get into that when you get to the like with the I put the Templars. They also like I think a couple days ago we was talking about the Baphomet, and I found out that the Baphomet didn't nobody know where the Baphomet came from, the symbol, but it comes from the Templars, where the Templars were, but they got it from the Gnostics, from a Gnostic sect, the Ebionites.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that it's this passed down tradition that keeps going on and on. But yeah,
Yep,
I
and
did
other people
I
call it.
did
They
run into that.
people
I
call that
think,
science all type of other shit, right? When he dealing
yeah,
with the crystals and all that nut shit, and people be doing it and thinking they get power from it. It's a
yeah.
whole study of doctrine.
It's really just a concept. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
They just like most people deified the Baphomet. That's not what it's just a concept. But realistically, I fucked up taking the debate and trying to convince Israelites that their God is Yahweh.
Oh,
And
if
like,
I
Yeah,
could
you messed
only
up with
go
that.
into so much, but I'm not going to say anything until I get the judges' scores in. So I'm still waiting on two of the judges to bring forth their scores. I have one submission already. From what I can tell right now, the popular vote is going to go to Capone.
I
That's what
ain't even
I'm
expect
looking
to
at
get
right
the
now.
popular vote
you an
Yeah,
because
the
I
Israelite.
hear
popular
a lot
vote.
of people on this app is into Gnosticism. So I'm like, man, I ain't gonna get that.
On this panel, but brother, nobody on this panel in these clubs or these houses is dealing with Gnosticism.
That ain't
You right
true.
It's
about
a
that,
lot of
brother.
people dealing
You
with
right. It's the
Gnosticism.
whole
You
right.
had a
They,
few
they just don't
friends.
know.
Yeah,
That's
that is
but
not true at all. It's niggas and it's Israelite niggas that camping and Capone told they
that,
read the
that's
books.
the
Nigga,
one.
these niggas is
Hold on, hold on,
Yasharon.
hold on, hold on, hold on. First and
Hey man,
foremost,
hey Ali,
is
bro,
y'all talking
I'm
about
tired
two
of reading this
motherfuckers.
stuff, bro.
Hold on. You're talking
That's
about two
crazy.
motherfuckers that probably know what Gnosticism really is about versus the other five.
Not
Where's
the
the
other
other
Well, it was
five.
five?
good. It was good that you brought the information out. I already know if I bring out something about Sophia, it's finna be a fight. Especially that Jesus was teaching, because you read the book of Sophia, right? It say Christ was teaching his disciples about Sophia
Right?
and Christian Sophia. They're not gonna believe that. They're gonna believe Christ
They
came back from
don't.
the dead and was teaching people Gnosticism.
But he
But that's
came
what I'm
back.
that's what I'm saying, Camp. This
But
and this the whole thing with it. It's either you saying that the God oh, and that's another thing. They don't believe in Paul's epistles. So you either saying that the gospels is false or the Old Testament is false. I mean, no, they either saying that the gospel is false or the Old Testament, because the Old Testament, the Tanakh, it
bro,
prophesies
the
everything that Christ
Gnostic,
was gonna do.
the Gnostic is not saying that the information about the Bible, about the Old Testament and New
The God,
Testament
you
is
see what he
false.
put the
Yeah,
They're
gospels
yeah,
is
saying
false.
no.
it's
But
That's
not making that
hear me
crazy.
out.
conclusion.
Hear me out.
It's
Hear me
not
That's
out.
making that
They're
crazy.
conclusion, Capone.
saying is they have
And
a different perspective on it. That y'all looking at it at an ignorant way. That's what the Gnostics is saying, bro. It's not because it's going. Y'all, we're using the same information.